Beef, why do you have such a problem with me?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The Madman. The Madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who
the
you
pool house
are.
is torn apart. Okay, it's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam. Okay, I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment.
Welcome. Is there some movie madness out there on the internet? There might be, but we're just going to talk about movie talk tonight.
There's madness abound.
There's lots of madness this week. I don't know why.
You think it'd be a good thing?
Yeah.
With a celebration.
I mean, the writers are mad. The writers,
Writers strike, yeah.
Oh, God. This is a bad thing.
This could go on for months.
Well,
if you're working on a spec script, send that sumbitch in.
I actually want to react to Grace because I do respect Grace in certain aspects. This she probably knows a lot about what this all means. There was some debate on projects that are already scripted but are about to start shooting. I don't know how that works. I don't remember from the last one. Like if they have the script ready, as long as they don't edit it, can't they just shoot?
Yes.
I don't know if that's accurate or not, though.
They're not allowed to make rewrites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're talking about the High Evolutionary. Strange Marvel Theories kicking it off with $2 super sticker. Thank you, Strange Marvel Theories. Really appreciate that. And get back to making your Strange Marvel videos, man. I want to hear more of them. And I still got to rewatch Endgame to see the last one. Yes.
We're going to get him on a member stream.
Yes, yeah, definitely. I have my thoughts about the High Evolutionary and how they connect to the mutants. Because High Evolutionary is like a Dr. Moreau type character, and what were you going to say, Claudia?
I want to say thank you to Strange Marvel Theories for popping into my channel the other night for the panel. He had some really interesting comments that he said, which I really enjoyed his participation, being a part of the, commenting and, spreading the love to the panelists that I was with, especially with Jay Heat, which he subscribed to, and because we were co-streaming and whatnot for Zack Snyder's Justice League. So a big shout out goes out to you, and please, keep the momentum going, guys. Spreading the love is all that we need.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I gotta check on someone. Oh, boy.
But I still haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Neither have I.
But I thought.
Well, it comes out this week, doesn't it?
I was thinking Ant-Man. I'm sorry. See how much I'm paying attention, guys? Playing baseball. About to start the home run derby.
Yeah, I'm just checking my Twitter right now on my phone. So
I'm sorry, I gotta message someone. Oh my goodness. Nothing you guys need to worry about, but
too early. Foul ball. Damn it. God, still too early.
Brian, don't get a strikeout.
It's a home run derby. I can't get a strikeout, but I can wait. Oh, goddamn.
okay. All right. So that's what Senior Nerd. Not to bring that up, that's who I was messaging right now. You know, people do not take this stuff too seriously. Here to have fun. We have a lot of stuff going on with our pal CGH. We had a great watch party, me, Brian, and CGH with fanboys. I got his
Oh, that was a
mic.
blast.
I got his mic over there. I'm gonna test it out, but I'm not gonna set. I'll return it to Amazon if he, chill out, everyone. Chill out. Do not take this stuff this seriously.
Take a chill pill.
Yeah. Chill out, everyone. It's
This
not
is
worth
not
all
real
this.
life.
Yeah. You got great things going on. You have friends here. We really like the watch parties. We're the ones that show up to your watch parties and have fun with you because we like you. I need a Bud Light now.
You know,
Oh boy. Max is
sometimes you
already
have.
thinking.
Sometimes you just have to take a break from the internet,
Yeah.
Twitter,
Yeah.
just people in general, and just relax and do you. Whether read a book, go outside,
Mm-hmm.
watch a bird flying in the cemetery, have fun.
So, That's better. But also, Senior Nerd, let's leave it alone. Yeah, too. But I'll message him. I'm sure we'll come. I'll talk to him offline if I can. Maybe on Xbox. I'll talk. I'm like, hey man, what's up? But we do have a main topic, and I'd appreciate it if you would thumbs up this video for sure.
Remember the 40 like goal. 40 likes is the goal.
Okay.
Am I right, Max?
Oh no.
What's wrong?
I'm gonna message him and say we'll talk later, man.
Out of here. Oh.
See how this impacts people? People can't take all this. Stop it, everyone. All right. This is another. I mean, this just to give everyone, without going into it. This is also why, I stopped addressing things too, not only for my benefit, but for people that come around that don't want to get involved and they don't want to pick sides when they care about everyone, and it stresses people out that just want to come and have fun. So we're here to have fun. We love you, CJH. Chill out. I'll talk to you later. I got your mic here. I was just going to test it out this week and ship it to you. So, and I think you're watching too. So whatever. Chill out, everyone. Okay. So Noel Gonzalez, the Writers Guild strike, make it happen. Marvel Studios, Fave and 6 all back. I don't know what you mean by that.
I think you mean
Make it happen.
you mean maybe push it back.
Push it back. I don't know how long it's going to last. Sean, I
Hey,
like
Sean.
fun. We miss you, Sean. Could we have you? I mean, if you're not to put any pressure, but if you're available, actually, I would love to hear some inside stuff on the strike too, because they think he's impacted. Yeah, he might be impacted with some of his work. If you're not available, that's okay, but I'll send you a link anyway, just in case. But I'd love to get his knowledge of being in the industry. Strange Marvel Theories, $1.99 super sticker. Oh, see, yes. Oh man, so I wish the best for you and your family and all your friends that are impacted. It'd be great to get a firsthand experience because I know we all care. We all care about people that are impacted. Hold on here.
John wants a link. Let's bring him in.
Okay. All right. So, sure. Even me. No, I know. Yes, it does impact movie talk too. It can, depending on how far it goes. Yeah.
It definitely impacts the channel for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep going. There's lots. I'll find other things to talk about if it slows down, but
There's still gaming stuff we can still talk
You know, we
about.
can
so-
actually watch movies and talk about them.
we go retro. That's what happens when things slow down. You go retro.
Hey,
Hey,
Rhea.
Rhea.
Oh, awesome, Ray. I started watching her appearances on Vero. Great questions, Rhea. You have a knack for this. I gotta finish your segment for BVS. Really good, really good. It's gonna go far. Yeah, that's the plan. Like I would like to. My plan was eventually to take down some of my main job's hours to help out my parents more, and then do a personal stream, Movie Madness, and then have MME for panels each day. Have 2 streams a day, and really try to go hardcore with this. Now with the strike, I don't think that's possible. I don't think there's enough stuff to justify all that.
Oh wow, we got 5 gifted memberships.
Oh wow, let me see that. Hold on.
Nice.
Strange Marvel Theories, $5. I have deep respect and appreciation for my fellow content creators. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me see who gifted the memberships here. Hold on.
Super Mega Graphic 64.
Oh wow, really? Cyrus. Nice. Hold on here. Sorry, I'm slow. The Bud Light is going to my head.
Dude, you literally have
Already?
one sip.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Hold on. We only got 9 thumbs up. We have a 30 like goal, everyone. 30 like.
Come on,
goal.
get those likes up. Come on.
Okay. Oh yeah, wow, Super Mega Graphic 64. Thank you so much for gifting the membership, Cyrus. I really appreciate that.
Oh,
And
and go ahead.
okay. And I reached out to him. He's been busy, and I think he has some good news. So I'm going to contact you about that good news, Cyrus. Okay. So Cyber Siles was gifted a membership. Duan, Unknown Gamers 37, Michelle Melton, and and then Strange Marvel Theories gifted membership, and that dude Vince got it.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
We love Vince around here. Yes, thank you for the support, everyone. So I have some cool things happening too. Rhea sent out me a package, and I'm not telling you guys exactly what's in there. I'll do a package opening when I get it,
So you're gonna show your package on stream?
and I'm gonna open it. Yeah.
Awesome, great.
Oh,
Look
yeah,
out for a stream with Max revealing his package on stream.
yes, package opening. Remember when Brian showed his? It had an Xbox in it.
It was a big one.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm not gonna mention the color.
Yes.
a big black package.
Oh.
He said it.
Yes,
Hey,
it was-
Sean.
Hey,
Sean.
Sean, what's happening?
Great to have you, man. You got the people in the industry probably saw this coming for a while, hoping it could be avoided. Maybe get your firsthand, because you've been in the industry for a while, how it's impacting you and your friends and family, and what to think about, and how we could support people in the industry that feel they have to strike.
Well, it's can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, just so you know, I wrapped the last show that I was working on for Amazon back in November, and there was supposed to be a bunch of projects coming the first of the year, and there hasn't been anything. So I haven't been working since November.
Oh wow.
There was supposed to be 4 movies coming to town, but what happened was, because they knew the strike was coming, everybody put a pause on going into production.
Okay.
And so there's only one TV series going on in town right now, and they're going all the way till September, but it was fully crewed up, so there wasn't a position for me on it. So I've just been hanging out with my kids, so it has directly affected me. I'm not going to go under because of it in any way, shape, or form, so I'm not sweating that. But it does affect a lot of people. It's not just me. It's like, just in my town, I mean, we've got about 1,000 crew members that work all in the film industry, and there's only about 200 of them working right now. So that leaves about 800 that's not working right now, that are all doing other things to kind of pass the time. And but when this happened in 2007, the industry shut down for about 3 months.
Mhm.
And that was right before the 2008 crash. It was like
I didn't realize that was right before an economic crash. So
yeah, so it was really bad,
double whammy,
because people weren't. And so right now, they keep talking about recession.
Ooh, ouch.
I have a feeling, though, this is going to get resolved quickly, because last summer IATSE had a 99% strike authorization. IATSE, they're the union that covers all of the construction workers, the grips, the electrics, the people that build the sets. And so, and they were on set. The union had all their crew members having these shirts of solidarity. They were passing them around to all the other different departments. Everybody was wearing them. Everybody was cheering. And they were going to strike at midnight, and they reached a deal at midnight, and the contract, believe it or not, was not very good. Like, they settled for like crumbs. And so this contract, it's important, because I think one of the things that people don't realize, and I know people are starting to realize it now because they've been talking about it in the trades, like the Hollywood Reporter and Variety. But when you get a writer, they used to do about 22 episodes per season of a show. So you'd have like, you'd get the first 12, and then you'd get, the back 9 is what they would say, or you get the first 14, and then you were hoping that your ratings were so good, you get to the 14, you get the back 9. If you get the back 9, you worked an entire year. And now all these streaming shows are like 6 episodes, 8 episodes, 10 episodes. So every 6 months, 3 to 6 months, you're trying to find a job. But for the writers, they get into a writer room and they crank out a full season in a month and a half, because they'll get a team of 5 people all writing a show. So after that month and a half's over, or 2 months is over, they're out of a job. They got to find something else. Where if it was a show that went 22 episodes, they would be maintaining a living like that. And the streaming networks, unlike the network television deals, they don't pay residuals. All right. And so just think about this for 1 second.
And if they do, Zaslav gets rid of your show. He takes them off, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of reasons why they're removed, I think.
Right. No, it absolutely. And just think about this for a second. Netflix, the highest streamed person on Netflix, something like 500 million, almost 1 billion. It's closing in on 1 billion. If not, it already hit it, is Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler movies globally are the biggest draw Netflix has, period. And every time those things stream, the writers for those movies get nothing. So, but if it was running on network television and it streamed 500 billion times, they would be paid residuals. So it's really shitty. And the other aspect to it is they're using a contract that is like structured for what they call new media. And the Screen Actors Guild in June, their contract expires, and so does the Directors Guild. So you got a triple whammy here. You got the Writers Guild, then you've got DGA and SAG-AFTRA possibly striking when their contract's up in June. So you got all these studios are like, well, what the hell do we do? If we can get the writers back to work, that's fine. But then we got to deal with the actors, and then we got to deal with the directors. But it's like the same thing. Like you heard with Scarlett Johansson, she lost all this money. They had to settle with her Disney because, as soon as they drop something early on streaming, they don't get that money. They don't get what they were promised when they signed these contracts. And so it's a big deal. And again, like, when you've got someone like Zaslav, I know he was called out tonight on CNN by one of those guys that, I can't remember the actor's name, but he literally called out Zaslav on CNN, and which is the parent company's Warner Brothers Discovery, and said he makes $250 million a year is what he made last year. That's cumulatively what the 10,000 writers in the Writers Guild are asking for, spread out over 10,000 people. And he made it himself. And so that just goes to show you like where, there's just a lot of, they've been high on the hog for quite a few years because they've been able to get away without paying people. Now it's time to pay the piper, and I think they will, and I think they'll come to. I think it'll come quicker. Last time it was 100 days. It went over 3 months when the Writers Guild strike. I don't think it's going to happen this time because they're backlogged on all their projects, and the problem is if you've got a show and you're currently in production, when there's a strike, you can't do rewrites on set.
But if the script's locked, you can still shoot it though.
There's no such thing as a lock script.
There's no such thing.
It's every day you get different pages. Okay, so
can they try to do that though? Could they try, or is that against?
They could try, but you're going to get an actor that wants to ad lib something, and then that take's gone. You can't use it. If you flub one word or you flip two words, instead of saying, go to the car, get to the car. If you say that and that's not what was written, can't use it. So, and then where normally you'd have a writer there and you'd have a script supervisor who could make the note, oh, that was changed. The writer looks over. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. He could say that way. You don't have that on set. So you have to, even if you have something locked, there's no freedom. And that stifles the creative process. And then, you could get to a situation where, you could have bad weather. So one day you're filming and it's supposed to be, it rains. And so you go to what they call a cover set. And then the cover set is like, not written the way it needs to be written for the cover set. And you got no one that can write it. And it really does. It's a cluster. But who's really going to be hurting are the late night talk shows, because those writers are writing every day. They're watching the news. They're coming up with new jokes. They're constantly writing. All of those shut down. They're all down. Colbert, all of them. So, they'll fix it. They have to fix it. And again, guys, we could be going through this over again here in June with SAG AFTRA and DGA. But what's crazy is the Teamsters, which I'm a part of the Teamsters union, they stood in solidarity with these guys this time, which is something unheard of. And what's scary about that for the studios is if the Teamsters that drive the trucks, that means they get the equipment to set. All the bathrooms are run by Teamsters. They call them honey wagons. It's a big 18-wheeler that has beautiful bathrooms inside them that people go in and they can. So it's what they call base camp. All the trailers are brought to location, and then actors don't drive themselves. It's very rare that there's self drives when they're big actors. They hire someone like me, like when I drove Mel Gibson to drive him, and because for safety reasons, they don't want them getting into a car accident going to set. So you have a driver that picks them up so they can rest or read their lines or whatever the case may be. And the Teamsters were all like, nope, trucks will stay where they're at. We'll lock everything up. Keys will go in a lockbox and nothing moves. And see, that's a big deal. That's a big, because you're literally hemorrhaging money every day, $300,000 for a TV show every day that it's not, you can't have people on payroll. Everything has to shut down. And then what that does is that screws up, like, let's say a location agreement. You're going to shoot in this location and you've already paid $30,000 to shoot there that day. And then everything's locked up. So you lose $30,000. So this is how it's a trickle down effect. When unions strike, it really has repercussions.
Mm-hmm.
The studios, you may hear them, the studios, they're going to sit back and wait these guys out and squeeze them until they cave on the contract, which they might. They'll probably get half of what they're asking for. It's usually how it works. But it's still better. And writers haven't been paid. They haven't had a pay raise in 10 years. So, with the rate of inflation, they're only asking for 4% to get up to where things are right now, currently being paid. So
compared to like on-screen talent, that is ridiculous how much, actors get raises and, but writing is important.
Go ahead.
I do hope also the writing gets better too. when they come back. Some of the writing's been, but that might be practices of start filming before it's ready, and
Yeah,
that might be practices of Hollywood too.
And also, the writers' room used to be like a team of like 14 people. So you'd be writing a story or a show, and like, let's say there's a female lead. Well, somebody gets assigned who loves that character. You handle that stuff, and then you're going to handle this, and then you guys are going to be writing. You guys down on the corner, you'll be writing episode 2 while we're finishing episode 1. You guys start prepping episode 3, and a writer's room is. But see, they've cut the writer's room down to like staffs of 4 and 5, where it used to be like 15. Where you could really flesh things out and give people tasks. Now you're having these people cram to get these episodes done, and that's why that's why you're getting the Book of Boba Fett. That's why you're getting.
It's like Crunch, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
And you don't get to be creative, and also they're probably hiring a lot of people that aren't talented to get them at a cheaper rate, so. And believe it or not, like when you think about, for example, minimum for like a TV pilot script is like $30,000. Okay, for let's say it's a pilot, you get $30,000. Now, if you've got 2 writers that worked on it, or 3 writers, they split that 30 grand. So then they're getting 10,000 a piece. Okay, so if you have 5 writers on it, it and down and down and down and down and down. And so, that's the other thing, is people don't realize that like the writers don't make a lot of money. They anticipate the residual income that's going to help.
Well, yeah, streaming has, this is one, people sometimes are very critical of strikes, but this one I completely understand, because the age of streaming and how,
well, the
you used to get
paradigm has shifted. Like,
you used to get benefits.
Paradigm.
Yeah, you've got used to get benefits for residuals on network TV and syndication, and how I actually do think Zaslav even had a start of all this, where all these streamers started cutting their back catalog. Really, was when Zaslav started.
Yeah.
So Zaslav had a big impact on this situation too. It was already going a certain way, and then he found a way to cut costs for Warner Brothers. But there are ramifications for that, because then the competition says, our streamers aren't growing either. Let's cut the stuff that we constantly have to pay little, but we're getting nickel and dime with with this stuff that it's not a big viewing aspect on our catalog. It's just making our catalog bigger and only keep the most popular stuff. And that hurts everyone, So I really do think this started. I think it would happen eventually, but I think Zaslav kind of jump-started it. And then the other streamers followed suit, started getting rid of things in their older catalog that have different contracts and residuals.
But you look at Disney though, they keep adding old stuff on to their platform. And that stuff they're not paying residuals for, all the old stuff. They've got to fix it, because here's the other thing when I was saying earlier about the contract for like actors is called the new media contract. Well, Netflix has been around for over 15 years. There's nothing new about it. Streaming's been around for a decade now. And so to keep having a contract that's called new media, where all the rates are lower, is stupid. And that's really what it comes down to. It's like it's not new anymore. It's proven, you pay up and shut up. I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
I do want to take this moment to thank Strange Marvel Theories again for gifting 5 more memberships. Really appreciate it. Sickness, David Riley Plus. Oh, Jimbo's back. Awesome. Thanks, Jimbo. We'll see you soon. Bat 17. Figure drawing. We're all gifted memberships. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Strange Marvel Theories. I really appreciate that. Okay. So this is what the Grossi says. An hour-long episode by a single writer could get up to $25K for a network. That same episode only gets the writer $1K for streaming. That's a big difference there.
So let me ask you, Sean. So writers aren't guaranteed a minimum number of weeks of employment per season?
No.
Wow.
Everybody's a private contractor in the film industry. That's just it. You're on a show until the show's over, and then that's it. Then you're out of a job and you're going on to the next show. It's a very gypsy-like way of life. But that's what creative people are like. I mean, I've been doing it 20 plus years, in the business. So, there's these lulls, sometimes I'll it's like last year I worked 3 shows. I did 2 feature films and a television series. I worked 11 months. Now in that 11 months, I worked 2.5 years worth of labor because I worked 70 hours a week, 15-hour days. I've been off since November, and I'm not going back to work until July. So I've got a few more months off. Normally it doesn't go that way, but that's when you've got these contracts that are a little, they're getting close to being expired, and they'll go 2-3 years or sometimes 5 years. And
this Bud Light's for you.
Nice. So yeah, it's tough, but like I said, if you've got multiple writers, like when that post that talked about 25,000 per a script, if you've got multiple writers, they split that fee. That's not like each one is getting 25,000 that worked on that script. It's like, no, the script cost 25 grand. If you got 10 people on it, you split it 10 ways. You get 2,500 a piece or whatever the case may be. So.
All right. Little movie perp, do you have Talia, you had a question, or perp, I'd like to get your experience too and what you think about all this as well.
So like my question to you, Sean, is obviously you don't know the length of the strike would be in terms of this strike. But
in terms of the strike, no. But I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's solved within the week.
Okay.
Do you think social media could play a factor versus the last strike?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
2008 was a different, or 2007 was a different animal. This time, I mean, everyone's up in arms. I mean, and every network's carrying it, and it's But again, like this kind of slowdown, when we were supposed to have 4 movies the first quarter of the year and nothing showed up, that those companies are on hold, and they're holding on to money that they want to spend, that they want to make product, that it hurts, it drags everybody down. So like they don't want to drag down, they want to make stuff. They want to make movies and revenue and TV shows. It's like, so they're going to let everybody complain and yell. And my gut's telling me a week. Last time it went 100 days. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully things get resolved for you, to be honest with you, because hopefully you'll be able to get back to do writing and the job you love. Yeah,
well, I already know that like we're doing season 3 of The Summer I Turned Pretty for Amazon Studios. I've worked on season 1 and 2. They open up production offices, I think, this month, and construction starts building sets, and then we start principal photography July 10th, and we'll shoot that until December. So I'll be on that show all the way till December. So I already know I've got a job. It's a matter of like between now and then if the strike drags it or kicks it down the road a little bit. But I don't think that's going to happen. There's just too much pressure this time, I think, for them to get it together.
Yeah. Thank you for answering my question, Sean.
Sure.
I like your point there, Perp, that hopefully social media expedites it, and then also the need, because it feels like the industry is just starting to ramp up to normalcy after. I mean, the pandemic was a while ago now, but still, it seems like we're starting to get multiple movies a month in the theater. You getting consistent releases on streaming, so it seems like there's a big need to get this done too, and I think that will help.
And they also keep movies are back to hitting $1 billion, so people are drooling to get their movies into the theaters and hope that people go see them. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember my union went on strike in 2001. It was no fun. 2 weeks. UPS.
Oh yeah, well that's Teamsters. That's yeah. But you know what? It's like
I've worked
yeah.
at places that you get fired for mentioning the word union, but that's totally different.
No, but there's a lot of companies that are like that. I mean, I know, Brian, we've had discussions before,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
about the unions, and there are shitty unions and there are not shitty unions. I would say the film industry unions, the cinematographers union, the WGA, all these are from my standpoint are pretty good. Now, I can't speak
My
for
issues
ones
with the
that,
automotive workers union. It's not
Yeah.
the film union, so it's totally different.
Totally different. Yeah.
They've inflated the price of manufacture of cars to where they've outsourced it. So it's like,
oh yeah,
that's ruined the industry. Like,
yeah,
you're pushing a button and putting a panel on a car for 25 plus benefits, and I'm changing the oil and working on the car for $10 an hour and nothing.
Yeah. It's pretty.
So it's like
that
the
sucks.
disparity there. Like, that's why I kind of have it out for them a little bit, just because of my own personal experience. But I know it doesn't necessarily apply to the automotive side of things. But no, I'm glad you're here to clarify, because my opinion of it was like, well, fuck them, you know, we'll figure something out. But I didn't realize that like everything is tied to that. So if one chip falls, then the whole stack comes tumbling.
The whole stack comes down. And the other thing is like,
a shame though. Like, it's like you got to fix the business model, I feel, you know.
Because
it's changed. Like, the paradigm's changed. Streaming
thing
wasn't as big back then as it is now. People consume media differently.
I think with film and TV is such a collaborative effort that it should kind of be, I think, in a way. If one thing falls, everything should fall. Because it is collaborative. You're making one product, you know, in a way.
You know, you keep hearing about, AI, they're just going to write scripts on their own and all that other kind of stuff. I as an experiment I guess it was like 3 weeks ago, I cranked out an 85-page script in 2 days using Chat GPT, and it ended up just being a first draft. And I always work with multiple writers. I've got 3 friends that I work with where we get into a room and we write the scripts that we write. But as an exercise, I tried it, and it's not there, man. It's just not there. Like, you can prompt and ask questions and change locations.
You have to be an expert prompter to get it to do anything decent.
Well, not only that, it's like what it helps with is structure. Like, you know, you're you know, having like your 8-beat 3, you know, arcs, or 3 your first act, second act, third act kind of thing. But you know, sometimes you'll prompt it something that seems so easy, and then it'll just spit out word garbage that obviously is just like generic shit.
That's
like,
what I heard. It was like incomprehensible. Like,
yeah. So what it does do is it gives you a good skeleton, a good framework for a script, but then you have to take it to the next level. But it's nowhere close to being as creative as the minds are when you're in a room with writers just come bouncing ideas off each other. I mean, yeah. I mean,
like,
look,
something intricate like Game of Thrones would never happen with that. Like, you know, you have to really have all the all the moving parts.
Yeah.
It would be a mess.
Well, you remember after 9/11, I don't know how old some of you guys were when 9/11 happened, but after 9/11 happened, the White House had brought a bunch of Hollywood writers to Washington, D.C. and put them in a room and said, we just got hit this way. Come up, because, you know, you guys always make movies, come up with every scenario you could think of that we could be targeted again.
Yeah, Homeland Security and stuff.
Oh
yeah. They hired Hollywood writers.
That sounds like the next Seth Rogen movie somehow.
Strange Marvel Theories $5 says and at will employment. Don't forget the horror of that.
Yeah. Well, again, we're all private contractors.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's what I've been. Yeah, that's what I am too.
Well, shit, can you have no problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I even though we've got all the unions here, you know, North Carolina, where I live on the coast in North Carolina, we're a right to work state as well. So that you could get fired for anything. But, you know, when I'm as a Teamster on a union show, you can get fired. I've seen guys get fired.
Takes a lot.
You know, I've seen directors get fired. I've seen people get replaced. But yeah, it's, even though you got the union protection, if you suck, you're gone. Seen it.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Well, did anyone else have any other comments? I was thinking we could maybe react to. Listen, I know some people are critical of Grace, but this type of stuff, I think she does a good job. I didn't watch it ahead of time, so I kind of wanted to hear what she had to say about it, and what if she's hearing anything. Not that she's going to have great insight on this specific topic, but I would like to hear her take a little bit, react to it, because I'm interested. Hold on, let's bring that up here. I'm not going to watch the whole thing.
It's inside baseball, you know.
Yeah, and I love entertainment. I think during the pandemic, my opinion is that that the entertainment industry kept us going.
Absolutely,
we could have been in a lot worse situation if people weren't entertaining. They spent money on entertainment during the pandemic. They sure did. You know, look at the video people that were afraid to not have food money, but they were still buying PS5s and Xboxes and everything else. You know, and then streaming.
Can't get a PS5 in a food bank, dude.
Well, you think about this before you prompt that up. Every time we've had a natural disaster, a huge calamity, whether it be the Great Depression when the stock market crashed back in the 30s, it was vaudeville entertainment that got people out of it. You know, going to live shows. Escapism is very important when a populace is stressed. And it's the only industry that is recession proof.
Mm-hmm.
The film industry, the movie industry, it never fails. If there's a recession, they're like, shit, I got to go to the movie and forget about life for 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this: if people have young children and they're interested in the arts, please encourage them because they are the future.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Foster that these people, you know.
All this schooling costs a lot of money, and people get right out of school and get ready into this, and then this stuff happens. Oh boy, I really feel for them. You got your college expenses to pay for, and then right when you jump in and put your foot in, it's
my ass didn't go to college. I went straight into the workforce, man.
I have a personal story about that one. Okay, so I've been in the automotive industry since 2007. I went to automotive school in 2008, 2009. That's when the manufacturers hit their crunch. It's when GM had to sell off to the government. Ford barely held on, and Dodge Chrysler sold to Fiat. That's right when I came out of automotive school. So I've been in a dying profession. I mean, literally, they're trying to legislate cars away. California, 2035.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want all combustion engines off the road, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Don't gonna see it happen because
no matter what they do like that, it's not going to happen.
Everything relies on transportation, and the best way to transport goods so far is 18 wheels and a tank of diesel.
Yep.
So yeah. So I know how that feels. So it's like I can only imagine coming out of school, you got piss and vinegar, you're like, yeah, let's get in that industry, and then you're fucked because you got to go work at Starbucks. So I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
I worked at Taco Bell, bro. Like it happens.
Yeah, I went full time into the film industry in 2006. Prior to that, I was in the automotive field.
Okay.
I worked at a shop here in town, and we did everything: oil changes, tire rotation, alternators, the whole 9 yards.
Fun, yeah.
And then prior to that, and I was I went and got my certification to do the inspections on vehicles. So we were doing inspections, all the emission stuff, the computers, all that bullshit. It's all easy stuff, but you still had to get certified with it in order to do it, be an inspector. And prior to that, I managed an Advanced Auto Parts for a couple of years. I was the manager. So yeah, I was in that and then got out of that. That was my, when you're like an actor, trying to make it in the business, you do I didn't want to be a waiter. I wasn't into that shit. I like cars. I like cars. And I still, to this day, I have a YouTube video I'm about to cut. My wife's sunroof flooded, and it got dampened, and this is a Volkswagen Tiguan. We couldn't figure it out. Hit YouTube, got some advice, and figured out what it was. My drain lines were clogged. Went under the car, popped the little things. Sure enough, they were completely clogged, and I was like, and they backed up is what they did. So I cleared it out, and I still work on cars all the time.
Quick, what's your favorite cinema car chase? Quick. Cinema car chase. What's your favorite?
It would have be
Blues Brothers, yeah.
It would have to be the French Connection.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Because that shit was real. Like they did that guerrilla style. They didn't get permits. They were just driving.
Mad Max Fury Road.
That was too much CGI, man. It was not real. It's not real.
That shouldn't count because the whole movie's a car chase.
I know.
Fast and the Furious.
That's why I did that. I know. That's why I did that. I get. All right. So let's get to
Grace.
Grace. I do want to hear what she has to say. Yeah, and oh man, think of the grifters that want to say everything's dead. Their channels are not going to do well during this. See what happens when you don't actually have this neat product and everything. This is not a good thing.
Yeah, but literally every channel has been covering the strike.
Yeah.
Every channel's I did Star Wars, the Echo Base guys, those guys are covering the strike. I'm like, what? I was kind of shocked, but it's kind of cool that everyone's doing it because then it keeps it in the hashtag.
We'll have to go retro. Sean, would you do retro reviews or something? Retro movies?
I have so much shit I still haven't watched.
Yeah.
I guess I could, but
Degrassi says think of the Scoopers.
Yeah, they got nothing.
Oh, the poor Scoopers. The poor Scoopers. Oh, that's probably probably the shit end of the stick. There's nothing even to speculate on. Think of the Scoopers.
What about the people that shit on the Scoopers? What do they do now?
That's true too. They're also
who for out there will have them to shit on.
Yeah. Did you see any of SnyderCon, Sean?
That was world.
I did. Are you? I was blown away. I watched the videos on with Ben Affleck showing up and Ray Fisher. I was kind of shocked those guys showed up, but at the same time, not really shocked.
Yeah.
Those guys are, and that, it gives you credence when you hear Ben Affleck say he's doesn't want anything to do with Gunn's universe.
And then he shows up for Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think how Henry Cavill was handled, even if you didn't want to do him going forward, use him going forward, I think that pissed off. And I bet if I got Ben Affleck alone and was like, dude, that shit with Henry Cavill, I bet he'd say, yeah, it was fucked up. And that's probably why he didn't. Oh, I dropped the F. It's probably why he didn't. He didn't support.
To be fair, I love Cavill, but I don't think he was Team Zach. I think he was Team Cavill, and who knows what he was demanding behind the scenes. I think he really wanted it's just the opinion. I think he wanted an extensive contract to play Superman for a long time and do his projects. I don't even think he wanted to complete Zach's vision. And that's where I think that's where they you have Zach, you have potentially a way to finalize these characters over here. And then you have Cavill teaming up with The Rock that want to do their own thing over here. And then Gunn wants to do his thing over here. So it's all different areas. I really believe that. And I don't fault Henry for thinking of himself, but that's part of the reason why I think also we don't know that they let him go is just he wants to do something even more beyond.
No, I think with Henry Cavill, it comes down to kind of like The Witcher. He wanted control, but I don't think I just think he wanted to really own that character. But I don't think his heart was in the wrong place. I think people were like, oh man, well then that means I can't give input or, he wants to do this. And because if you watch, he did that one interview where right after he made the announcement about coming back as Superman, and he talked about being an executive producer on the next one, being control of the writing, because he wasn't happy with how dark Snyder, I think, was taking it and wanted to do the Christopher Reeve thing, which I think sucks that he didn't get a chance to do that happy, fun, Superman that everybody loves. He got stuck with the dark stuff.
Yeah,
He did good.
he wanted to he wanted to do the lighter stuff first, and
Yeah.
then go down the darker route.
Yeah.
And I think WB done him dirty in terms of announcing him, as the next Superman, and then all of a sudden like cut off there, and they're like, nope, well, we're not having Henry Cavill. It's like,
Well, we'll see. This impacts James Gunn's projects. For once, it's not Kathy's fault that there's a delay with Star Wars. For once, let's see.
Didn't Gunn say that he's on strike also?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
I didn't
he's
hear
in
that.
solidarity with the
Okay.
writers.
Well, James Gunn's he wrote Superman. He's a writer, and like if his stuff goes straight to HBO Max, he doesn't make shit either. So he's in the Writers Guild. Like you can't, you're gonna stick with the unions even if you're a studio head, because it's gonna put money in his pocket personally versus just pointing fingers and telling people what to do for a salary. He wants to get paid. The minimum for like a feature film for a studio to develop is like $300,000. That's $250,000 for that Superman script. Like, yeah, he wants to fight for that. It's not television. It's different pay scales. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Strange Marv. I almost missed the super chat. And that is why we need live stream content channels like Max, Taladia, like Brian, like Ray, etc. Because the movie industry is up and down. There's always going to be something to talk about. There's so much stuff I've missed. I need to go back and watch some horror movies. There's a lot on my list that I need to get to of content that I will always have something to talk about.
May the 4th, we're gonna start with the Phantom Menace, and we're gonna watch them all. Remember, we talked about this the other night.
Wow.
Wait, May the 4th, I'm going to see Guardians 3.
Okay, after Guardians 3, we're gonna watch the Phantom Menace.
I just saw Return of the Jedi in the theater.
How was that?
Oh, dude, it's great. It's great.
Awesome.
No, we're gonna watch them all, everyone in chronological order. We're gonna hit Solo. We're gonna watch Rogue One. We're gonna all the way to Rise of Skywalker, Max. You and I, we're gonna do it.
Oh wow,
we're gonna Star Wars.
Well, one thing I want to do
watch it
too is Strange New Worlds. I almost said Strange Marvel Theories.
I want to do
Strange
more
New
Star
Worlds.
Trek content because maybe that'll give more attention to Star Trek Legacy, stuff like that. Yeah, I'd be enjoying that. I really enjoyed talking Star Trek. It was my favorite.
Gaelic Nordic girl. Evening, may you all rejoice. Your mistress of all things dark and macabre has made her appearance. Cool.
Well, welcome.
Okay.
Return of the Jedi, amazing movie. Yes.
Is that the goth girl that CJH was looking for?
I don't know. He's not here, and then a goth Gaelic girl, Gaelic Nordic girl. Yeah.
Damn you.
Strange Marvel Theories. I tweeted Cavill telling him he should produce a new Warcraft film, being as he's very learned in the lore and the game. Well,
Wait,
he's busy with.
Don't you mean on
40
Instagram?
Warhammer 40Ks?
Yeah, he's doing Warhammer.
But I would.
Yeah, you might want to tell this news to Strange. Strange, you might want to sit down for this. He's doing Warhammer. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that big lore, and that's a big one. Apparently, the lore is so deep in that thing.
All right, so let's get to Grace Randolph here.
God damn it, you beat me to it.
I did. It's. It is started. It is started.
Okay.
Voltaire. Where have you been, Voltaire? We've missed you, bro.
Oh, and by the way,
don't get too thirsty in the chat there.
By the way, Strange Marvel Theory, you can't tweet to Cavill. It has to be on Instagram because that's the only place where you can, connect with him.
I think this is starting. There's a lot of dead air at the beginning, and it should be like, hello. All right, hold on.
Yeah, she'll
high pitched voice.
Welcome, everyone.
It's the first stream of the week, and you know what that means? I'm going to give some memberships. I see some people have already been quite generous. Jerry, thank you for gifting. Jerry gifted 20 memberships overall. That's extremely kind of you, Jerry. Thank you so much. And now here I go.
She's become a streamer. That's taken over her content. Yeah.
I'm going to gift some as well. Hold on.
I'm sorry, MME. I'm not going to be gifting right now. Maybe
again,
in the future.
As I said, I need the security code.
Security code.
Gifting. Here we go. 5 memberships.
Really, Grace? 5? No.
Well, look at that apartment
I'm
she's in.
kidding.
she's got to pay for that apartment.
Apartment is $3,500 a month for a studio.
Easy.
A week? Oh,
yeah.
She's making bank. She's making bank. Although she should do.
Oh, thank you, Ross.
She should do shorts. If she did shorts, she'd be at 1 million subs already.
Oh,
I thank you, Sean,
gifted.
for what's that?
5 gifted.
Oh, on us?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Double.
Claudia.
Double. 10 memberships, Griff.
10.
Gifted.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Who's doing all this?
Brucifer and CJH.
Oh, wow. Hold on a second. Woo, we got a little gift party going over here. Remember to check your settings, everyone, to see that you accept gifted memberships.
Look, it's Bianca. Hey.
Where?
Oh,
it says gifted a membership.
She got a membership, but
cool. I'll have to let her know.
Well, she's probably watching, so
yeah, no. All right, so
what? Is that how it works?
I don't know. I don't know. CJH, thank you, CJH, and I'm gonna talk to you later, bro. Just chill out. This up, online nerd talk. We all need to chill out and just have more fun. That's all. There's so much to be happy about. And thank you for gifting the memberships. Crazy Tie Gaming, Geek Studios, Patrick Petrarco, and then Brucifer. Thank you, Brucifer, Dr. Doc, Myself in Comics, Ibrahim Khan, Tim Soul, Film Watcher, Andy McCall. Oh, you did. Whoa, Protoss X. Wow. Thank you, Brucifer. Really appreciate that, man. Great community we have here. I really appreciate the support. Yeah.
Okay.
If
Grace could do it, we could do it.
Yeah. All right. So let me bring up Grace again because I do want to hear what she has to say. I don't want to watch the whole video. Believe me. It's a long video. It's an hour 20. No, we're watching like 5-10 minutes to see what she has to say. All right.
For gifting some memberships as well.
Go sit down, dude.
So I think I applaud your guys' generosity, and I'm glad that I'm finally able to participate as well. Oh, look, Smart Girl, Smart Girl, so nice to see you. Oh, look at you guys. You guys are all great. All right, so this is quite the live stream today. We have some very interesting stories to discuss.
Okay.
So thank you for joining.
Oh, someone on their sign said made Zaslav rich. What? You see that at the top left? Someone has a Zaslav sign.
And we're going to have a great time. Oh, thanks.
Writers made Zaslav rich. That's what it says.
My shirt, Lucas. I was filming my Guardians of the Galaxy spoiler review before we got started. So the way this works, as usual, is that please, because I have such complicated things to discuss today. Oh, thank you, James. Thank you for your generosity. Because
I just want to put conditioner in her hair.
A lot of frizz going on.
I mean, it just, she always looks like she's got straw. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but
it's the tussled movie talk look. I can relate.
No, it's like the Crypt Keeper look. You know.
Oh yeah, CJH, another gifted membership. Thank you.
Oh wow, CJH. Hold on. Whew. I got to bring this up. Well, I will timestamp that, everyone, so we can get back to that later. But we got to hear what she has to say. And then thank you so much, CJH. I appreciate it. We're gonna plan another watch party. We know what he had us watch, Sean, that we really like.
Episode 1. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, we are gonna do that too. But we see CGH's choice as well. We're gonna do both, Brian. We're gonna have time because the writers.
No. CGH was down. We were talking about it with CGH. Remember?
You know what he had us watch Saturday night, Sean? And I was. You ever friends like, let's watch this? You're like, okay. I was like, Fanboys. Remember Fanboys movie?
Oh yeah, that was.
I didn't like it back in the day. I bought it on Blu-ray, and then I watched it now. It ages better. It's even funnier now because some of those jokes you can't do now, and it was just a lot of fun. I was laughing my ass off.
It was good. I enjoyed it a lot.
I was shocked to see the Flashback Cinema at my local theater was playing Blazing Saddles, and I was like, what? I was like, Blazing Saddles? Ooh. A lot of those jokes don't fly anymore. But
no.
Yeah. I want to do a Tropic Thunder watch party. I haven't watched that. Wow, that
was a good one.
Yeah, Tropic.
He went full tard.
Yes, I can't do that. Yeah,
can't go full tard.
Well, let's see what Grace says. And I have to say, I am all bored. I would actually now prefer Margot Robbie be Invisible Woman over Harlequin. I know it's a rumor, but I think that would be a slam dunk for finally Marvel to get someone from DC that's popular. You know,
she's too old.
If they're going for the younger set, then yeah. But it is what it is. I mean, if they're gonna do John Krasinski, okay, yeah, sure. Give me, you know how they are. They're like, oh, we're not gonna do John Krasinski. Bullshit. I'll believe that when I watch the movie and see John Krasinski in the damn thing.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna go with John.
But I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. But
hey, and we're up to 16 likes. Come on, everyone. We got like 30 people watching. At least get us to 20, everyone. Please.
You might as well put her to pasture then. Jeez. 32. No.
All right, here we go.
Well, she's too old
for
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
To discuss today.
That's true.
Please hold your comments and questions until the end of each section when I ask you to open. I open it up to questions and comments.
That's bossy.
And then at the very end, there will be a Q&A where you can ask me about anything. All right? I got the thumb holes. I love this shirt. Oh, yeah.
She likes those kind of sleeves.
Right. So, writer's strike. I got visual.
She said she used to be a goth girl. That's why she likes the thumb holes.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, I bet that's why she likes the thumb holes.
Yeah, I mean, I can seriously see her listening to like The Cure.
Yeah,
way too much eyeshadow.
She said a light goth girl, a light goth girl, not too heavy.
Okay, sorry,
not
Morrissey.
too goth. Not too goth. Yes, Morrissey.
What's a light goth girl? What is that?
Not a fat one.
No, she not too heavy on goth. Not too goth.
Oh,
okay.
So like the mascara running down the cheeks is too goth. Like,
yeah,
what is too goth?
Yeah.
Chains, is that too goth? Hellraiser. She can't look like Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Words like violence break the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is The Cure
some
too
Depeche
goth?
Mode?
Oh, that's another thing we could do, Sean.
God,
Have you ever thought about karaoke night? He froze up. He froze up.
Yep, we're back.
Oh, okay. Have you ever thought about karaoke night? That's something else we could do during the strike. No karaoke.
No, I'd be happy to do karaoke night.
Oh, really?
I love karaoke.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that about you, Sean.
Yeah.
Ryan's a karaoke star, man.
Okay. Yeah. We should do it.
I'll make a deal with you. A Bud Light and karaoke.
Yeah. I'll get the Bud Light.
Okay. All right.
All right. She's got her lips puckered.
We're gonna have
so
a
let's.
great time. All right. So story number
Max always
one.
seems to posit like
the writer's strike. Oh my goodness, it's happening. So very interesting. Let me bring up the first. I have all these images
Bring
here.
up the details. Come on, Grace.
So this is when the writers last night they said they were indeed striking. And they were like, oh, the other studios are so mean. They won't give us what we want. But I was speaking to a friend of mine who's in the Writers Guild on Friday, and he made a very interesting comment. He told me that, in fact, a number of the studios want to strike because every contract has a force majeure clause that under extraordinary circumstances, the contract can be voided. So guess what counts as an extraordinary circumstance? A writer's strike. So, some people had said that Netflix was particularly aggressive in not being willing to go to the negotiating table. And I bet you Netflix has a lot of contracts they'd like to get rid of.
Oh, really? I didn't even think about that.
Oh, my God.
That's interesting.
See, this is why I like Grace. I didn't really think of that. There's contracts.
Is Snyder gone? Rebel Moon 3 gone?
Yeah.
I doubt
that.
I don't know.
No, but there's probably a lot of stuff that
actually want strikes to happen so they could get rid of contracts,
get rid of development deals. Yeah,
they have a clause in there for situations like this. See, stuff we don't know.
Would they
about.
have that for? I'm sorry, Sean said earlier that the DGA is thinking of striking. I'm in the DGA. What would studios even want the DGA to strike? Would they have something similar going on there?
Maybe.
I don't.
Some of it just has to do with basic benefits. Like some of the complaints are,
Yeah.
you know, not getting, like, you know, for me, like, and a lot of us, we have film industry flex plans. So every day we work, we get $150 that goes like $70 into our health, and the difference goes into our 401k. So, you know, but they don't raise that very often. And so you want to raise it as the years go on, and have them deposit more money in so that you can pay for your health care.
Absolutely.
Because my Blue Cross and Blue Shield is $1,900 a month for me, my wife, and my daughter. When I'm not working like I am now, I'm paying $1,900 a month. When I get on a show, they give me $150 a day, which gets split. So by the end of the month, you know, you're putting $70 a day for 30 days. You know, I don't see the money. It goes straight to Blue Cross and Blue Shield, but it offsets your medical benefits. So sometimes it's as simple as that. It's like, guys, you got to give us a little bit more because medical keeps going up every year and you guys aren't raising that, you know, and that's really what it could be. It could come down to for DGA. But with the actors, the SAG-AFTRA, they're fed up with the new media contract because it ain't new anymore. And so they get depressed rates. So instead of like a day rate of $900 a day for dialogue, they can pay you $400 a day under the new media contract because it's streaming. Well, and I trust me, I know when you hear $900 a day or $400 a day, you're like, well, that's good money. But for an actor, 25% goes to the agent. If you have a publicist, they get 10%. If you have, you know, so it just gets eaten up. And then Uncle Sam gets his. So, you know, by the time it's said and done, you may walk away with $250.
And then you live in LA, shit.
And you live in LA, you can't live off that. So, yeah. But okay. I love this idea though, because I didn't think about this, that it could cancel contracts, because it seems like that would be like act of God stuff. And if they consider this an act of God and they can do that, that's news to me. So I learned something today from Grace. And she's got her mouth open wide, ready for my attention.
The way it works in the writing world is that you only get paid once you deliver. So don't count it. So even if you sign a deal to be paid X number of dollars for some kind of script, or, you know, for a movie or a show, you don't actually get paid until you deliver it. So, and sometimes they'll renegotiate at a lower price, or sometimes they'll just walk away. That's what they did with the last writer's strike. So I think you're going to see a lot of deals be killed. You might not even hear about it in the press, but I think that's very interesting. And that's one of the reasons that I think the strike happened. It's expected to last quite long because it's over such serious stuff and so much money.
No. What do you think of that comment?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I hope you're right.
I hope I'm right too.
Yeah. I love entertainment. I love it. Listen, I've gone into debt supporting the industry. I used to buy like every movie on Blu-ray and Steelbook, and you know, I stopped now. Now I embrace digital streaming services, and I'm like, I'll just wait till it comes back. I haven't bought the only Blu-ray I got last year was this from our pal Rhea, sent it to me because she knows I like Black Adam.
Nice.
But that's the only physical Blu-ray I got last year.
So you helped contribute to David Zaslav's $250 million.
I did actually buy. Let me retract that. I did actually buy Zack Snyder's Justice League on Steelbook once they got rid of Cavill. I'm like, yeah, I don't think it's continuing. I'm gonna buy the Steelbook, so I have that at least. So I did buy that.
I guess I did too. I have Discovery Plus, and I watch a lot of shows from Food Network.
Yeah,
I'm part of the problem.
Well, she does. Let's be to be real, Grace does benefit from the doom and gloom. Oh, it's gonna last for a long time.
Fear clicks, man.
Well. That recovered fast, but she said, I do understand the point though that there's a lot of stuff they'd have to negotiate, though. It seems like pretty intricate.
Yeah, but they've been negotiating for months. Don't let them kid you. They've been talking for months. This is not something new that like, oh, we're just going to start talking tomorrow. They've been talking for months. Now, somebody had popped up 60 to 90 days minimum. We'll see.
Degrassi, you're triggering me, bro. I'm a recovering Steelbook addict. You don't talk about Way of Water, Steelbook, please.
Max, you're gonna get it.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not buying it.
Dude, I still haven't even seen The Way of Water.
I know you're not. Uh-oh. What's CJH doing?
Gifting more subs.
Oh, wow. CJH, I mean...
Membership, sorry.
Yeah, chill out, bro. We appreciate it, but we want you to... I have to send your... I'm going to try to send your mic this week. I'm going to get our pal CGH like a little present. I'm going to throw a Steelbook in there or something. That I'm going to try to find something that he could... but thank you so much for gifting all these memberships, bro.
It must have been about 15 he's gifted.
Wow. Jacqueline, Mr. E, Buddy Love, Austin. Hey, Austin. Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi got one. Zombie Box Reviews. Wow. DL, you know I'm a recovering addict. I don't buy things anymore. You know, I can't. It's for the good of, it's for my mental health. I appreciate, I'm more about experiencing things now than owning everything.
Oh, he is
more
DL.
about.
Trust me, he's buying that shit.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to buy Avatar 2. Now keep talking about it. You make me want to.
I'm gonna talk you into buying it.
He's
like, send me the digital code so I can watch it.
All right, now I'm thinking about. I'll think about it. I'll see what the cost is. You know.
See, then we could say like, "Oh, at least I got you to watch it."
I do want to. Yeah. All right.
She looks like a blow-up doll, like that.
Oh my god,
dude! I'm telling you, Max pauses it always at like the most
No.
inopportune times for Grace. Not flattering, you know.
Okay. All right. Let's see what else she has to say
See,
here.
Dial's buying it like right now.
But that's one of the reasons that the strike was most definitely going to happen. All right. So what this means, let me see what's my next image here. All right. So we're going to talk about salaries in a moment because I saw some people say, oh, hey, you know, why should we feel sorry for writers? So doesn't everybody in Hollywood make a lot of money?
No.
Well, I'll explain that to you. All right. So you know,
the guy working at Starbucks.
So, yeah. No, the people's only really the people that seem to get the most benefits in Hollywood are the big name actors and actresses, you know. But a lot of stuff behind the scenes is still not like stunt work. I couldn't put. What's your thoughts on stunt work, Sean? Keanu Reeves had that little petition right before the Academy Awards. He's like, there should be more categories to recognize these amazing stunt workers. They're underappreciated as well.
I mean, the Oscars always snubbed stunt workers.
It's ridiculous.
But I've got a couple of friends that are stunt guys, and they
literally risk their lives.
Money.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'd love to be a stunt guy, but I'm not jumping out of a building and shit.
Oh, hell
You're not gonna be like Tom Cruise?
No. Tom Cruise can hold on to any plane he wants to. He could be my stunt double, Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
He doesn't want to ride off a cliff on a motorbike.
Dude 19 says, does Gunn have to stop writing Superman? Well, he has to stop writing anything that anyone can prove. Like, for instance, today, the Writers Guild said...
She says he's going to do it under the table. She's suggesting that Grace is suggesting that Gunn might work under the table. I don't think so. I think he's going to stick with the Writers Guild.
No, right now, look, all of them keep writing so that when the contract does hit, go, look, here's your show. Don't let them kid you. It's not like they go on the computers of people's final draft and look at the time when they log on and write. It's just not going to be in an office, like, you know. And James Gunn's on a press junket for this shit now for Guardians of the Galaxy. He's not writing it. He already finished Superman. He even showed a picture of it. It's done. The first draft or whatever it was. It's done.
They could still work on all the other pre-production stuff, like getting the sets ready and casting and all that.
Absolutely. They can get wardrobe. They can get, costumes, all that stuff. Yeah.
Unless the, I think it was supposed to start at the end of this year. Unless it gets last that long, I think Superman Legacy is going to be fine. The one that's really going to be impacted is the Star Wars movie, because that just started writing again. That seemed like it was at the start.
Yeah, but anyway, we can play play this, but I've got something to say on the Star Wars stuff.
Oh, okay.
When it comes to anything that they have repurposed so much stuff. They've accumulated so much stuff now as far as like multiple X-Wing cockpits, they have so many set pieces that they just can repurpose for different shows that they're actually saving money now on these budgets. Don't let people kid you when they say they're spending X amount of dollars on things. They're repurposing so much stuff for Star Wars. It's not funny. But anyway, go ahead.
Tell your agents not to book any gigs for you or try to even get you any writing gigs going forward for once the strike is done. And I saw someone in the comments say, I got dropped by my agency last time I did that, like the last writer's strike. I don't see people doing that. I think that's a little bit too aggressive. So I think you might see a little fiddling, like the late night talk shows can't go on the air. Some of you pointed out Saturday Night Live can't air this Saturday.
God. Did they have writers? No, I'm just kidding. I like some of Saturday Night Live. I know, but I'm
Saturday Night Live is good every 10 years, and that's about it.
Pour one out for Saturday Night Live. Who's with me? Perp, are you with me?
Yeah, sure. Whatever.
All right.
Saturday, I don't believe. But anything, like who's going to know if some writer, any writer, James Gunn or anybody, does a few tweaks? The real issue, though, is someone going to cross the picket line. Will someone cross the picket line to begin filming or do pre-production on Superman Legacy or any project? Because, there's going to be a domino effect where all the other guilds are going to strike. All the contracts are coming up at the same time in quick succession. So if the directors cross the writers' picket line, then the writers aren't going to support the directors when they go on strike. Everybody's probably going to go on strike because everybody's getting hit hard by streaming. It's all an issue about streaming taking away the money, not just money, but also the number of days that you have to work. So, and also there's no money in streaming anyway. So,
yeah, they're going, well, there's money. You still have to have a diversified portfolio and they'll put your eggs all in one basket. That's the problem is they cut physical media releases and they did other things and they went all in on streaming. And then it plateaued. It's not a growth enough to accommodate all that. So you have to diversify what you're doing, just like anything. Don't go all in on anything anymore. That's my opinion. Don't just go on one aspect of it. Diversify what you're doing. Streaming, theatrical, VOD, a good strategy that makes sense. There is still a smaller market for collectors. And you know what? Double dip on them. Do special releases. Who gives a shit? I would say just do everything. You have to have you got to be smart about it, is my thoughts, but all right.
As I told you, it's like the Mickey Mouse, trying to slice the bean and being like, there's not that much bean here, man. I can't give you any more. I think paying a la carte was obviously a lot more lucrative. And there was a lot more money to go around. So it's really bad. I mean, as Mika pointed out, they're asking for transparency with ratings and viewership, but that doesn't equate money. You're still splitting a very small, when you think about how many people want a piece of that, fee, right? Yep. I think streaming is creating a real problem for the way the industry works. All right, so some people were like, hey, man, why should I feel bad for anyone who works in Hollywood? Well, I want to tell you something about Hollywood. Hollywood sells itself as a place that pays the big bucks, but the majority of people, I remember once that when I was growing up, there was a woman in my building, my family's building, whose husband worked for NBC. And he ended up quitting and working in another industry and moving to the middle of the country from New York City. And she had told my mother and said, I don't know why everybody thinks the entertainment industry is so lucrative. Most people are paid very little, and it's almost impossible to be able to live in the cities where the entertainment industry is based, New York and Los Angeles, on the salaries that are paid.
I'm paid very well.
Yeah.
I make more money than writers.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's great. But
that's physical production. That's actually the on the ground making the shit.
Is Is that why some of the writing on these shows isn't that great? They don't focus enough on the talent at the base level?
I think it's just the shortness, trying to cram storylines into 6 episodes and trying to make it fleshed out and not being able to develop characters so they come across bland. You know, that I think it's more that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, we come on these streams, and what's like the biggest complaint? It's like, oh, there's bad writing. It's bad writing. It's like
Absolutely. Yeah. It's because
like,
they're not giving the opportunity to develop things for a longer arc.
It's more
it's not like
complicated.
back in the 90s where you'd have dudes sitting around in a room hashing stuff out over the course of months.
Yeah.
It's more complicated than we realize. Like less writer staff, less time, more crunch, the indecisiveness of studio heads. We need this, we need that. Product, you know, all these decisions that they do, they just throw them all over the place. Very unorganized sometimes.
What's strange is that it's like a meme, right? Like the writers, since I can remember, have always been getting crapped on, right? To the point that they're making movies about, oh yeah, it's the writer's job to get crapped on in Hollywood. Like that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
Like even if you look at the making of Kindergarten Cop, right? I don't know exactly what the script was supposed to be, funny or dark or whatever it was supposed to be, but it was clearly not what the writer intended. And it got to the point where like the writer's on set, right? And Arnold Schwarzenegger doesn't even know who that is. And like, who's that guy? Hey, get him off set. like writers get shit on so bad. And this is on the making of. Like this is how they're promoting the movie. Like it's crazy.
I've watched writers get yelled at on set from actors.
Oh, everyone gets yelled at on set. I get yelled at on set.
Okay. Let's see what else let me know when this is getting stale, but is it still interesting so far?
So
as long as her mouth's
when
open.
you're talking about creatives like writers, they don't work every day. They don't work every week. They only work for a partial amount of time. So there was a very good tweet going around that I really liked. So I screenshotted it to share with you. And this person broke down what a screenwriter gets paid. So most people are staff writers. I mean, like consider how many people are in the Writers Guild and how many people write a movie, right? So staff writer works for maybe say they said 9 weeks at $5,000 a week. So that's $45,000 for the gig. Then they have to pay 20% to the agent and the manager. So that's $9K right off the top. They have to pay to that. Then they have to pay the Writers Guild dues, who's negotiating this deal. That's $675. Then they have to pay their taxes, which is 20%, another $9K. Look how much is being taken off here.
Wow.
So that means they have $26,000 at the end of the day to take home. And it could be, as this person says, 6 to 12 to maybe more months before they get another job. And so they do not have enough money to cover their expenses without those residuals that would be coming in. You know, that's how people have survived in Hollywood between gigs and until they get that sweet gig that makes them a ton of money. And then this person responded, Leonard Chang, and said, you know, you also have to pay a lawyer, which is an additional 5%. And sometimes you have a business manager. And then also if you're single, you pay more taxes. So that's even less money that you're taking home. And I thought that was very good to break that down. I think a lot of people have a misconception about what it's like to live in Hollywood. So I'm glad that people were making that clear. Then I loved this. A friend of mine in the Writers Guild sent me this tweet that someone put out there, and I thought that was fantastic. The Shield put FX on the map. Mad Men put AMC on the map. House of Cards put Netflix on the map. Writers did that, not CEOs. And then someone said, and then the person finishes, you know what you get when you have CEOs in creative lanes? You get Quibi.
Quibi.
A failed streaming platform.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. What's Quibi?
Quibi was these little short 2-minute things. They were trying to make television series into 2-minute clips.
It was the wrong. You know what? They could have competed with TikTok when it came out, but they should have been shorter than 2 minutes. That's the thing. They should have been a minute or less or something.
Well, they were out of the gate too early on the idea.
Yeah. Who did that? What was the big name they got for that?
That was Brian Grazer. Was the CEO of Quibi. You know, from Imagine Entertainment with Ron Howard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Quibi was an idea 10 minutes or less ahead of its time.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a horrible idea. It's just that they didn't execute well, and maybe even shorter than they were. It was actually some of the stuff had a decent production value as well.
Didn't they hire like Sophie Turner as like one of their big gets?
I don't remember.
No, you're probably right. I mean, they were courting everybody. I remember even what's his name? The little guy who's always in Dwayne Johnson movies.
Oh, Kevin Hart.
I was gonna say Vern Troyer.
Was one of the
but
guys that was.
Would the ad supported stuff help with this? I don't know. That's why they're pushing their fast channels, free ad supported streaming television, fast like Pluto.
Dude, they're just trying to get every dime they can because streaming wasn't paying off as much as they wanted. They have to go back to the old.
Well,
model.
they oversaturated the market.
Yeah,
that's what happens with anything that's trending, like the toy industry. There's a hot toy, then someone else sees it, they duplicate, they oversaturate, and there's too, it doesn't sustain that much. There's only so much people could do, only so much that willing customers are going to pay. Other people are going to go other means to get it.
We should hit play because I'm getting turned off by that face.
I'm sorry.
Right?
I need a pucker.
I
or
thought
something.
that was great, and I thought it was funny. By the way, you can see with the things that they have, the writers' strike, picket signs. They left room for them to write stuff, which I thought was fantastic. Although it puts a lot of pressure on the writer. If you're watching the picket line, you might be like, maybe you shouldn't be working.
I mean, is that technically crossing the picket line?
But then look what that person wrote. That
Well,
That's
unless
funny.
they turn the sign into a movie.
You wrote on your sign,
son of a bitch,
Scab.
Sorry, that's mean.
Person wrote, writers made Zaslav rich. Because look at how much
Truth.
executives are taking. This isn't just something that's happening in the tech sector.
Well, especially with
this is something that's happening in
reality TV.
Hollywood as well.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that where he made all of his money, anyways?
Yeah, he did. And reality TV is a joke, dude.
It's
like
produced.
I worked on for the Discovery Channel. I worked on Swamp Loggers. Oh, dude, it was terrible. You had one field producer who was also a writer, and he would guide the show as they filmed, and it was like the worst thing I've ever worked on. And I only did one episode, and I was like, done.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Terrible. Reality is terrible.
Well, it's not reality to begin with, right?
No, it's all scripted.
There was a show my wife had me watch that was like a parody of reality TV, but it really did a behind the scenes of how produced it is.
Oh yeah,
and they try to get the people like now cry, or they try to make people upset on purpose and then start filming. It's like really gross.
Yeah, no, like on Swamp Loggers, it was a father-son team that got all these giant monster trucks, and they'd go out into the woods and they'd cut down all these trees, and they stack them, on these 18-wheelers, and they were like the best friends, father and son, but they would do stuff to undermine the relationship and make them fight, and that wasn't them. Like,
oh, see, I hate that stuff.
And
like
you were
you're
watching these guys fight, knowing like there was a piece of equipment that broke down, just real quick. And it was something that the father was on the other side of the swamp doing his thing, and the son was on the other side of the swamp doing it. And the field producer was like, no, don't tell your dad the thing broke down. Just try to fix it yourself. And all. And they ended up not making their day. Every time they do a load of, like you see like a Final Destination down the road of all these tractor trailers with all these logs on them. Every time they'd do a load, they'd get $1,500. But you had to do 10 a day in order to pay your payroll and everything. And they were doing like 5 and 8, and they weren't making their day. And the father was like, at the end of the day, they always get together and they would talk and, oh, how was the day? Or how'd you do today? And he shows up to do this fun Q&A thing. And the son didn't tell, he was told him not to tell him that this thing broke down, this piece that helped get the loads on. And the father just flipped out, because not only are they being filmed for reality, but they're running a business.
Yeah, they're trying to do their jobs.
And he was livid, and I just hung my head down because I knew this was coming, and it was so sad. And so yeah, reality shows they really it's like Twitter, but they're filming it. It's just nothing but triggering.
I think
people.
it's worse than Twitter. I think it's less genuine than Twitter. So produced. It's exploiting to the, it's exploiting the cast of people there They don't care about these people, what happens to their lives.
They don't.
Because people believe the shit that goes down in these shows. And
And
then
then
it emotionally manipulates their audience to just, you know.
And just to give you an idea why Zaslav made all the money that he made, a show like Swamp Loggers cost about $50,000 to make physically on set for a week. And then they spend about $250,000 doing post-production. So they shoot one episode of reality for $300,000. A network television show is at like $2.5 million. A really good produced Netflix show is like $4 to $6 million per episode. So you can see how if you do the shit and the people watch it, you're making money hand over fist because you can command the same ad revenue that a television show does for a reality show for a fraction of the cost. And it's just garbage. It's just garbage.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, I'll never work in reality again. That was horrible.
You'll never work reality TV. You'll never
Yeah,
work in reality sound. That sounds
TV.
different.
Yeah.
I'll never
Yeah.
work in reality again.
I'll never
Sounds
work
bad.
in reality.
Neither will I, man. Let's go.
Let's go.
Now you're getting huge bonuses. Look at AMC. AMC was on the verge of declaring bankruptcy and is still struggling. Yet the CEO of AMC just got like tens of millions of dollars as a bonus. And yet,
They're all
you know,
liars.
writers can't even make ends meet. And, you know, Zaslav is particularly aggressive with canceling residuals by taking
That's how he
shows
cut
off.
the debt. I mean, it's what are you gonna? I understand it to a point. I don't like what he's done. I'm not a fan of Zaslav myself.
What? Just so that you know, Zaslav, like Warner Brothers Discovery, is $50 billion in debt right now.
Yeah, I understand
Yeah.
that. Yeah, there's a lot
Yeah.
of context to it.
That's why we lost Batgirl.
So I
Yeah.
understand why, but it also caused, you know, a domino effect. I don't think it wouldn't have happened with that if he didn't do the things he did, but it started a trend especially with, you know, and animation too. Animation has writers as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Off of the streaming service.
I need another.
So
Bud
I
Light.
thought that was really, really a strong point. So let's go back to our images here. What's next? All right. So I think, and also you can see with some of the latest productions that have come out, we're like, boy, this writing's awful. Like, look at some of the Marvel movies. Writers are crucial to the success of the film industry. So what are they striking about? Well, they have a list of demands that they put out. Here it
like the
is. We'll
Marvel
make it really
movies.
big so you can see it.
Oh,
All
no.
right, later.
Demands.
All right.
Sorry,
So these are
later. Grace covered herself up. Okay.
the Writers Guild put this out. All right. And they said status as of May 1st. So on the left, you have the Writers Guild proposals. And on the right, you have what they say all the studios responded to. All right. So some of this stuff's a little bit too inside baseball, but we'll go over the broad strokes. So they want an increase in residual basis. And so there's an argument over percentage points. Then they're arguing. So now one of the things they've been arguing about is the amount of time and the amount of people who work on a show. And this deals with not only guaranteed pay, like, you know, if you're only being paid less for less days, imagine you don't even get the 9 weeks. So that's problematic. Then a lot of writers aren't being allowed to be on production. And, you know, I believe, I'm not quite sure who it was, but somebody who's very high up in the industry made a good point that said there's no learning curve. If you kick the writers off of production, they're not going to learn anything. And then you're not going to be able to have showrunners down the line because you learn on the job. And
They're not letting them on productions like they used to. I don't know.
Yeah. So meaning they're on set in Video Village sitting next to script supervisors. You do learn a lot when you're on set, especially when you see the actors delivering the lines and you're realizing something you wrote didn't work.
It can make it
huge.
You can that can mean make or break a show.
Yeah.
Okay.
How would they deal? Because I know. What about shows that film outside of the country? Because I know I shot for Ash, and then that was in New Zealand. I know the writers were in LA.
Yeah, they probably were paid through the United States, but like for example, I remember hearing when they shot the original Highlander, one of the actors never received residuals because it was done under a BAFTA contract. That's the British film and television, and so they don't give residuals.
Oh wow.
For movies and stuff, at least back then when they did the Highlander. So, you know, he got paid his rate for the movie and then never saw a dime again. And the movie went on to just be a blockbuster. So, yeah.
All right.
So it depends on what country you're in.
So you're depriving not only people of their livelihood, but of the experience to get better at the job that you need them to be better at. So I thought that was an excellent point. You know, nobody cares about tomorrow. I mean, just look at how we're handling the environment. Oh, it was a unicorn. I guess that's what my shirt is today. Unicorn, flying by.
What the?
All right.
All right. People are like, no, I'm not going to have to deal with it. All right, then. So they have established minimums for streaming.
Thank God, Transformers is already ready to go. Am I right, Perp? Thank God, Transformers is impacted by
this time. Remember the last? I think Revenge of the Fallen is probably the most famous movie to be affected by the writer's strike, right?
Well, it had Bane just making shit up on the set, right?
Yeah, basically.
He wasn't writing. He's just like, go do this, that.
He's like, we're just gonna go to Egypt. Give me a bunch of demolition.
Yeah,
we'll blow some stuff up.
We'll fix it in editing.
I got you, wink.
Yeah, and he did it. He did it. He pulled it off.
He made a lot of money on it.
He pulled the rabbit out of the hat.
But they knew, if you watch the making of the second Transformers movie, they knew the strike was coming. So Michael Bay got the 2 writers and he booked a hotel and wouldn't let them leave until they finished the last draft right before the strike. Like he literally stayed in a hotel with them, and they have all this in the making of.
And the end product really feels like that too.
Oh yeah. Whatever. I still like it.
I'm just kidding, Perp. I love it.
Streaming is really making streaming is making up their own rules as they go along, and I think they have a problem with that. So you're seeing something about episodic television, pre-greenlit rooms. They're saying these are called mini rooms, and they're set up before a show definitely goes to series, and they're understaffed and underpaid. So they want to demand certain numbers of hires and salaries. Then you can say duration of employment.
Yes, Degrassi, I heard this was a factor too. They don't want to release numbers on viewers on their streaming platforms too. I don't know how this is entwined with this.
They've done that for when Zack Snyder's Justice League came out. Did they ever release the numbers?
Well, that's an industry standard though, Talati. I agree, but they none of them really want to release the actual numbers.
They don't. That's because once they release that, they can figure out a value.
Yeah. Oh, that's
of what it's worth. That's why they don't want to release the numbers. Trade secrets. It's bullshit.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
They're arguing that you must keep half of them. This is very crucial here. Half of the minimum staff must be employed through production. Sure, that's expensive, but what if you want some rewrites? And again, you're training staff to eventually be showrunners.
This line on the right where it's rejected does not bode well to me though, Sean. Rejected. They don't even give a counter.
No, they're not giving a counter this early.
Okay,
they may do a minimum staff guaranteed of 6, or not, 6 consecutive weeks. Like they're going to cut everything in half or to a third in their counters. And they'll keep moving the needle till everyone's happy. They already look, the producers or the Producers Guild, Studios Guild, they already know where their top offer is on everything, but they start at 0. Why would you negotiate at anything other than 0 for the first couple of months and squeeze people? So,
and what's really interesting, is that last one writer must be employed through post. So they're fighting to have one writer in post production to see what's being edited and stuff. That is kind of important. That's crazy.
I mean, this would not the quality of the writers, the actual tactics that the studios employ really kind of shines a light on why the end product is not as good as it used to be.
Absolutely.
So it's not even the quality of the writing. It's like you can't adjust things. You don't have someone on hand through the whole process to make small adjustments to take an average product to a great product.
Nah, it's because of activist writers.
No, it's not because of woke.
I don't think
it's activist writers, because they get hired because they make awesome tweets.
Oh, thanks, Sickness. Nice to see you. And I think you were gifted a membership today as well, Sickness. Dropping by to show some love. Have a good one. Yeah. Okay. So we'll after this we might move on to some other topics. So
This is probably one of the reasons that Disney Plus shows are so bad. They're hiring all these inexperienced people. Then one writer threw post. I probably wouldn't agree to that. I'd be like, learn it on your own time, man. All right, get a mentor. I'm not paying for that because I don't need any rewrites in post. I guess maybe if you have to do some stuff. All right.
Yeah.
Then TV weeklies, you're seeing some
what she's not
there as well.
What she's missing is in post-production, sometimes you have to do ADR. So, which is dialogue replacement if an airplane flies over and you didn't get it right. And then sometimes you can tweak the ADR and give alt lines if you're the back of the head looking over the shoulder at the other actor who's responding. So you need a writer to make sure that they're delivering lines and coming up with lines. So you do need someone there in post-production. So anyway, but she missed that because she was like, you don't need anybody there because it's already shot. No, you forgot about ADR. You forgot about,
Yeah,
that's
it's
okay.
also it's good to have a suggestion from a freaking writer. Let's say you have to lose a plot line or something like that, or a scene. It's
Something's
like,
cut.
how can we make this flow better? Like you're gonna want a writer in there, right?
Yeah.
Then there's another page. There's another page.
Oh God.
Here we go. All right, then
I don't know if I want to go
page
through all
2.
Wow.
2 pages of
feel like I'm doing my
demands.
taxes.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
Box
Then they have some
14.
compensation issues here. Then streaming. Then they said, you have to say, some of it's based on subscriber count for foreign services. And then here they want viewership numbers given. But I'm like, what's that going to do?
It's going to show. Look, see, this is where she just is off
Default.
base with that. Just like the Nielsen ratings that tell you how many people are watching something, that gives you a value of your work. If you got 14 million people tuning into your show, you need to know these numbers to know the value, because if you don't, you can't command a higher salary. And these are the trade secrets things. So she's off on this one too. Anyway,
no, that's you're making it better. Thanks,
point.
Sean. Yeah.
Do is there inside trading? Let's say an actor wants to know their worth, so they're like, hey, for my next movie, pay me this much because I'm worth this much. Or would studios do they tell each other like the worth or something, or how does that work? Like, let's say Scarlett Johansson, I assume she wanted those Black Widow numbers because her next project coming up and she wants to be paid a certain thing. Right?
Absolutely. That's why they want those numbers, but they don't get them. So they're guessing.
So other studios are guessing too, right? Like, let's say Scarlett Johansson went from Disney's Black Widow to doing like a Sony movie or something. Would the Sony know what Black Widow made? Like, do they have insider trading there?
Well, Sony may, because they talk with Marvel all the time, know the numbers because they work with them. But if like Paramount, they all have their internal numbers on their streaming stuff. So it's hard to say. You'd have to look and see, does Scarlett Johansson have something on Paramount that they could gauge it by how many people tuned in?
Yeah, no, but I guess my question is, would Paramount know the numbers of Disney?
No.
Okay.
Proprietary.
So they wouldn't know what to pay Scarlett either, in a way.
I don't know, Degrassi. He's saying AI performs ADR now. I don't know.
He's not wrong about that. I don't know how much they're using it throughout the industry, though. But it's so new. But yeah.
All right.
Then they have something about ad-supported free streaming services. They want to talk about.
I think that's a good thing that they're trying to do that.
Health, always important. But then here's a big one. This is also a big one. Artificial intelligence. This is crucial. You see it there in the middle? They said you have to regulate use of artificial intelligence on. I'm not quite sure what MBA stands for.
Well, so the AI is in this debate too.
Well, and look, and like I said, I was saying earlier that I cranked out a script. I can throw in dialogue, a line, and go, "Hey, can you make this better?" And then it gives me a response with the line better or what it says better. So it absolutely rewrites dialogue. But whether it's better than what was originally written is subjective. But they're saying AI can't do that.
Okay.
Covered projects. AI, this is crucial. AI can't write or rewrite literary material. How would you feel? Isn't that fascinating? How would you feel if an AI rewrote your script? That would be just, I think.
And then you get blamed if it's bad.
Well, I would disclose, or it's an out for writers if the bad script happens and a movie bombs. They can say, well, they fucking took it and did
was
AI
Skynet.
on it. they ruined my words.
Yeah.
But still, that's bad that they don't even want to meet them and say, yeah. But it would take a set of cojones to take someone Steven Soderbergh's script and a producer to just throw it into AI.
It kind of seems like that they don't want to negotiate. Like they would rather pay someone at base level to throw something together and then use the AI to do things later instead of having a writer on hand. We don't need a writer on hand. We have AI.
Yeah,
that's the type of situation. Like you can't do a whole thing, but you can make small adjustments with AI. That I'm like, oh, and then that writer gets blamed if it's bad from public perception, and they're gonna throw them under the bus, right? The companies are like, yeah, it was a bad, it wasn't us.
Absolutely.
I see why the writers don't want to have that part in there. Can you imagine? You write something, you do the hard work, sweat and tears, and then AI comes and
AI adds a shootout.
Yes.
Damn, man, come on.
Yeah, what the hell's AI doing on my script? Oh my.
Horrible. All right. And can't be used as source material. And I guess this material can't be used. Oh, this is brilliant. You can't use our writing to train AI to write like us.
Oh, whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. That was gonna be my take.
Sean,
give me a Quentin Tarantino one. Come
Sean,
on.
I'm beginning to think this might be longer. I know I respect your opinion, but if this is one of the sticking points in the AI is exploding right now, and they want to use whatever they can automated. Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, it says they rejected the proposal, but they countered by offering annual meetings to discuss advances in technology. That means they don't even know how to use it right now.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh, whoever came up with that is brilliant. That's very crucial.
But what about this scenario? What if they have a script and the scabs are AI?
Oof.
They take a script out of their vault and be like, the writers are on strike. Let's use AI and start filming. AI could be the scabs.
There's like crazy things.
Like, but I'm trying to tell you, man, I just wrote a script and it's not there. It's not there. The tech's not there.
I know, but couldn't they use it to adjust one that's already there? I don't know.
They could, but you have to know how to prompt it. And that's a whole different ball game altogether.
Degrassi's already, I don't know. I'm pretty sure AI wrote Hobbs and Shaw.
Please.
That's hilarious.
Oh no, but I'm beginning to think. Listen, studios. There's one thing that the anti-SJWs are right. They don't really care about people. They will do what they will do what they want to get money and get the profits they want. So I would not put it past these big studios to try something like that. I wouldn't. To see, well, the writers are on strike. Let's see what we could do and start filming. I don't know. But you're right, though. There's other people that are going to stand by them because it's an industry. There's other unions and guilds that are going to no, we're sticking with the Writers Guild on this one. They might not show up on set. So that's going to be the defining thing if everyone sticks together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but if people start crossing the picket line, that's when the writers are going to lose.
Yeah.
So.
Very important. Don't feed minimum basic agreement. Thank you, Mika. Don't feed my scripts into the machine, man. Don't feed my scripts into the machine. So I think that's really smart. And then they have a couple of tentative agreements about minimums and stuff like that. And then they said the cost. So here's the reason it's taking so long. The Writers Guild proposals would gain writers approximately $420 million per year. While as the other side is approximately an increase of $86 million. 48% of which is from minimums increase. That's ridiculous. That's like, there is a lot of ground to cover there, as you can see. We'll see what they decide. I think it's going to be a long strike. I think it's going to be a really long strike. And I think that they're not going to get everything that they're asking for, but I think they're really going to stick on the residuals. I think they're going to stick on some of the minimums of hiring. And then I think artificial intelligence is going to be a real, but if they don't fight for this now, they are going to put writing out of a job.
Yeah, this needs that. I think it has to happen now.
I don't know. Let's see. Artificial intelligence. It's very scary. I don't know why everybody's so in favor of AI. You're just going to make one dude's going to be paid to enter the stuff into the machine. And it's not going to be very much, by the way, until maybe AI can do it, and then how are all these people going to make a living, and what are they going to do with themselves? Bartleby the Scrivener says, "Hey Grace, do you remember the last writer's strike that happened and how it crushed shows like here?"
I think that's enough. She did a great job on this one. She missed a few points. Thank you, Sean, for adding additional commentary there.
Yeah.
So
thanks for ending on a partial open mouth with her.
Yeah, that's what I tried for you. I tried for you.
Yeah.
Anyone have closing thoughts on that, on the writer's strike and all the points there? It makes me think that it is the reason that it's in there from the Writers Guild, that they're really concerned about that, though, that they write a script and then AI is going to butcher it later.
Yeah, I mean, AI
or use a script to teach AI. You write. They pay for the script. That was also in those details. You pay for my script, and then you're going to teach the AI to write like me.
Yeah, but you don't I have not experienced yet. Upload you can't really upload an entire script. It doesn't seem to Chat GPT. You can only prompt it to get ideas and to get structure and to get a list of maybe 10. You could ask, give me 10 scenes that would be critical to the structure of the film, and it'll give you 10 scenarios. But it's not writing scripts. It's not like writing the script itself. You literally, I had Final Draft opened up, and I would communicate and then see what it would say, and then work in Final Draft and go back and ask it a question, and then it would give an idea or something. But some of it was just off altogether. So, and didn't make sense to what I was writing. So again, it has to learn, but it's picking from all sorts of things. It's just finding off the internet, and it's just it's not there.
Okay.
They're having that problem in comic industry. Artists are using AI to steal other artists' artwork and passing it off as their own.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Wow.
Well, I gotta get going, guys. It was
thanks. Sorry, heavy topic. Topic.
No, it's actually been very interesting. Thank you, Sean, for sharing.
This has been
knowledge
a
on
good
this
conversation.
Stuff.
I really
I like learning about this stuff. I didn't know about the AI stipulation. That is, but
they're concerned about it, so I would think
Even with all that, I still think I'm sort of with Sean on this one, and I think I guess I'm hoping that it ends soon. I still think
I hope
that they're gonna I think they're gonna go through it. Just because they rejected the request, now it's more public, and as Sean said, a lot more people are talking about it, so hopefully.
And again, the Writers Guild throws everything in the kitchen sink into the contract. The other side says no to everything, and then they start dwindling down, and they come to a middle ground, and then they move on. Could it take 60 to 90 days, like Degrassi is saying? Maybe. I don't think so. I think it'll be quicker. I'd like to see it wrapped up by Friday of this week, but if it doesn't, it could go a month, but I just don't see it going 90 days like the last one. The last one really hurt the industry, and it went 100 days, and I don't think they want to hurt the industry. So.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, Perp. And then
Thank
Talati,
you.
were you saying something too, bro?
No.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
nothing
Good.
really. No, I was just going to say this, is that it's very interesting to hear the industry, learning from the industry perspective from a writer like yourself, Sean, as a writer, to learn new things about the industry, which I find interesting and intriguing.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I enjoy talking. I mean, I work in the film industry. We love talking about ourselves.
Yeah.
Just anytime I can share
I'm
things.
glad, and I'm glad you're doing
I like
okay,
to do
but
that.
you probably know some people that's gonna suffer more than you.
Well, I mean, trust me, we're being squeezed. Like, my family's being squeezed, but we're not in poverty. We're not going to be on the street, but we're being squeezed. So.
All right. Well,
no, thank you. It gave me a entirely different perspective. So, I mean, it changed my entire opinion of the matter. So, thank you.
Yeah, eat the rich.
I don't want to eat.
That was my 20s, dude. I can't go back to that.
Yes, you can, buddy. Come back. Come
Every
back.
once in a while, you got to grow up and get a job.
What's the job?
How do I transition to this?
I don't know.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Is anyone here who's going to see Guardians? I got my tickets already.
I don't know.
I'm not seeing that garbage.
What? Really?
I am not a big Guardians fan. Just they're mid, the movies, as far as I'm concerned. But I'm not a big Chris Pratt fan, and it's nothing personal. I'm just not into him. So
I did see on Twitter you and your daughter started watching that new Star Wars show. Is that good?
We watched a couple episodes of it. She seemed to be into it.
Okay.
But
what about the Little Mermaid? Is she hyped for Little Mermaid?
She can't wait. We're so excited. We can't wait to go see that one. Yep.
I'm gonna buy your ticket, Sean, for you and your daughter to see Little Mermaid. That's great.
No,
yeah, I'm gonna send you PayPal or something.
No. I've got friends. I may have a private screening.
Wow. Cool,
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to that movie.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. All right. So this is about Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Fans are hating the villain for a good reason. I really like a good villain. This actor, he was in Peacemaker. I've seen him a few places. I think he's going to bring the heat. And I love the subject material, like Island of Dr. Moreau in space is the type of vibe, Sean, where he experiments on animals. He created basically Rocket Raccoon. And I think this has me more hyped for this movie, not only because it's the conclusion of these characters. I know you're not a huge fan of this series, but because the villain. I think that's something that lacked in the first two Guardians movie is a really good villain.
Yeah, I couldn't even remember who the villain was in those two movies.
Well, they did the dance off, and then the second movie was Star-Lord's father, who's a giant planet.
Oh, that's right. It was Kurt Russell. Yeah.
Kurt Russell.
Thanks for reminding me. You see how memorable this crap is?
No, but that's why I'm like all hyped for a really good villain. I think I like the best part of Quantumania was Kang. And I really like this villain seems intriguing to me, and I don't know much about it. I know Brucifer probably does.
Yeah.
I mean the whole RoboCop pulled skin over the thing. I don't know. He looks stupid to me.
Oh, this?
Yeah, it's like RoboCop, like Peter Weller with the face pulled over,
Well,
dead or alive, you're coming with me.
You're coming with me.
I'm assuming without knowing the character, his body probably died, and he probably put his face over someone else's a better body or something.
Oh, that's creepy.
No.
Yeah. I'm wrong, Brucifer?
Yes.
Why is it like that? Why is it like that then?
Because he's using technology to enhance his body and his intelligence, and after a certain while, your body can't handle stuff like that. So you use, tech.
And you said this guy was in Peacemaker?
Yes.
Oh, so James Gunn reused somebody again. I'm so sick of him putting everybody in his. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Find somebody new.
Well, there is.
Don't a lot of directors do that though?
They do.
Yeah, they do.
That's a pet peeve potentially for you across the board though, with all the the directors using the same people over and over and over again. You think, Sean?
I mean, I get it. You like the person you're working with.
Yeah, when you like the people you work with, you want to keep working with them. But
it could be to your detriment. Like Tim Burton, he stuck with Johnny Depp. I love that they liked each other, but it was getting really stale after a while. The Johnny Depp thing.
Yeah.
That was because they made that stupid Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie.
That was so bad.
My main issue is not that he does it; it's just that he's so adamantly against using other people's ideas that were already established in the DCU. Because he just like clean slate here, but my friends, no way, So it's like I don't have an issue with one of the things he does. It's that he does that at the same. You're right; it's subjective, but I don't like if Zack Snyder. I've said this consistently. If Zack Snyder says, "Get rid of all the Hamadaverse characters," but I wasn't there. If they put him back in charge, which is never going to happen.
It's just he never had that opportunity.
I would
do that.
Right. If it's just this hypothetical. If he did that, I would be mad at Zack too. I'm like, you don't get rid of Sasha Calle as Supergirl. You don't do all that. For what reason? That's my main issue.
Didn't you say that last week too?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm repeating myself.
Just making sure.
I'm getting old. But there's even animal activists that are. It seems like they're going there with the scenes with him. The High Evolutionary is the easiest Marvel villain to hate. With Thanos, Killmonger, Namor, etc., you can understand their motivations. This dude is an absolute menace that you want to curb stomp. What?
Curb stomp.
That's not very appropriate.
Put your mouth on the curb.
Oh, that's gross.
What is this,
I hate
American
that.
History X, dude? That's
Matt Ramos Soup said that. He's one of Marvel's best villains. I've seen people talk about this tonight. I want to say I agree that High Evolutionary is Guardian Galaxies Volume 3 is so hateable. Like, you seriously hate him and what he's doing. And I also love that we got a villain that is just bad. No, I have to do this bad thing to save the world, but just a bad guy who wants his way and will kill anything in his way. Loved it and hated him, which is you're supposed to do. It's kind of refreshing. I like the storylines where you kind of empathize a little bit with the villain. You see where they're coming from, but it's kind of cool to just get a straight up bad guy sometimes too. You don't, whoa, he's just an asshole. You don't empathize with him all,
I got a question for the whole panel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In the movie Die Hard, Alan Rickman, who was his character?
Hans Gruber.
Thank you. In RoboCop, who was the bad guy in RoboCop?
Oh, God dang it. Kurtwood Smith's character. What was his name?
Kurtwood Smith. Who was he?
Not Rick. Dick Jones.
No, Dick Jones
that
was the
his
CEO.
boss.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Good
it's going to
villains.
come to me, man.
Okay. That being said, we'll just take the Die Hard scenario here. Now, who is the bad guy in the first Guardians of the Galaxy? What was his name?
Ronan.
Okay.
But not memorable. Not memorable,
right? Everyone talks about Alan Rickman every Christmas.
Yes.
Okay. This is what I'm talking about. If this guy is as bad as he is, people will remember him forever.
Yeah.
But if he's not, he's just going to be another generic MCU villain.
Yeah, I'm tired of the generic. These heroes are great. I want them to be really challenged by some intense villains and great storylines, and that's my favorite. Let's be honest. Majority of our favorite stuff in geek culture are memorable because of the villains.
That's right.
Right.
Oh, Clarence Boddicker.
Clarence Boddicker. There you go.
Boom. I didn't even look at that, Degrassi. I started looking on my phone and then I was like, hey,
he
there
searched
it is.
it up.
It's in my head. No,
But
I
everyone-
let that one go.
Bitches leave.
But everyone, they're really going hard. They're really going hard. Yeah, I mean, you didn't even get this from Kang, and Kang should have been the conqueror. Even though I really like this performance, I think this really gives me hype for the seeing this Thursday because you didn't get the people I really can't stand this villain. You didn't get that from Kang. He was sort of even kind of likable still. In a little
yeah,
bit
he was still likable, a little bit likable.
Yeah,
there.
but this one, everyone's like, I hate him. I hate him. Wow.
Well, but no one likes people treating animals poorly,
No,
even
no.
though they're CG animals.
Yeah. More thoughts to share soon, but the High Evolutionary deserves special mention for being the most detestable, despicable piece of S villain ever.
Well, just remember that Ramos loves access.
Yeah.
So just be careful about,
Yeah.
this kid.
Warned animal lovers to be prepared. Yeah.
Well, isn't Gunn vegan?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. See,
But
I bet Superman's going to be vegan too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that got those reactions got me super hyped for this. Anyone have any thoughts, Brucifer? What do you think about this? I know you're looking forward to it.
Who, me?
Yeah. Oh, you're not? Oh,
not really.
Okay.
God,
You know,
Paul Verhoeven movie, man.
You know, I wasn't a fan of Guardians and the comics except for the '90s run. I don't like the new teams and new lineups.
Okay. Wow, everyone called me a gun hater, and I'm the only one seeing it. Okay. Taladia, what do you think?
I'm not seeing Guardians, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay.
If I see it, it'll be in a couple of weeks after it's released.
Okay.
I would say I would have to wait until it comes on Disney Plus. That's what I'm probably gonna do. Just gonna wait until it comes out on streaming services because obviously I don't want to go and pay for it. So at the cinema.
All right.
Wow, that's huge.
Knowing for a fact with the crisis that the UK is happening right now, with the current cost of living is really high in the UK. So
okay,
I know you guys are having double-digit inflation. We're having
Yeah.
inflation that's like
Yeah.
9%. You guys are at 12 and 15.
Yeah,
That's tough.
yeah, it's really tough.
Wow. It's rough, man.
All right, guys, I'm gonna dip out.
All right, thanks, Brian. Yeah.
All right.
Good night.
Yeah, if anyone feels like they don't.
This was a
can
great
handle
conversation, though.
Yeah.
I'm dead
Yeah.
serious. Like I haven't had a good conversation on a stream in a while, and this has just been fantastic. It's always nice when you can change your perspective, on certain things.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
I think I'm going to dip out too.
Yeah, same.
I will say it was nice seeing Grace on here, and
go check out Sean's channel. Go sub to Sean.
Okay, yeah, I'm still unmonetized. They.
I think you should contact Nick from Echo Base. He got remonetized. There was a stream that he gave me some ideas on how to do it, and also Nerdette recently got monetized again as well.
Yeah, I'm allowed on May 7th to reapply, so I've got 4 days.
But there's things you have to do though. They said.
I know. I cleaned up my channel. I got rid of 12 videos that I think which is weird because they said I repurposed. It's weird because like there's so many people that are putting out Star Wars clips and things, and I don't know how those channels don't get shut down. Like but they're still up, and you're going, what?
Well,
they might be still up and unmonetized. You don't know.
Well, I've seen channels that are monetized and they're playing whole trailers with sound and everything.
Well, if they're a million sub channel, like let's say Charlie from Emergency Awesome, he probably gets permission from the studios because he plays so much copyrighted stuff.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. I've even with my trailer reactions, I've started just not reacting to it and just telling how I felt about the trailer. And of course, that doesn't get me no one wants to watch that. They want to see me watch it and go, "Oh, it looks great."
Well, the trailer reactions like a video, you'll just get a copyright claim. But I stopped doing them in shorts too because I'm like concerned because they are really watching. All the growth is coming from shorts right now.
Yeah,
and they're micromanaging the shorts too. So
when I first started doing shorts, when I started doing some TikTok stuff too, I would just take them and repurpose them, and see they don't want to see TikTok repurposed with the watermark, and I didn't realize that. And that was one of the things they said in the email when they shut me down was repurposing from other platforms because they could see the TikTok watermark, and they don't want that. So I had to get rid of a bunch of videos that were basically me, but
Strange Marvel Theories wants your link here. Hold on.
Oh,
but yeah, like you can get away with it for video games. That's easy thing to get away with. But movies and TV shows, you can't. It's literally like they copyright claim anything you do.
Yeah. So anyway, but again, like my channel's just for fun. I mean, I know I've got 6,200 people that are subscribed to it, but all my videos get less than 200 views. So it's like, they're not all coming back to watch it. They've all subscribed, but they're not coming back. So it's weird. But anyway, you know me.
Yeah.
We'll see you around, Sean. Here's his channel, Strange Marvel Theories. There we go.
And thanks for having me back.
All right.
This was nice.
Wish you the best. Hope you're right. Hope this is all done next week.
Me too. All right. Good night, guys.
Take
Good
it
night,
easy,
Sean.
Sean.
Take care. And yeah, so that was fun and entertaining. But yeah, I've got to head out too. I've got to start up my thing because Superman and Lois is going to start in a bit.
Okay.
So guys, make sure you do leave a like on Mad Max's live stream, guys. Can we reach that goal of 30 likes? Super appreciative. And guys, I will see you guys later, and hopefully we'll have a good chat soon, Max.
Yeah. Thanks, Talati. And Voltaire has entered the building. I knew you couldn't leave me and Brucifer alone, Voltaire.
I was going to say the panel's thinned out. I'm here as a closer to help you guys out.
You're a closer. Wow.
Look who it is. You just let anyone in now.
The riffraff.
How have you been doing, man? You've been busy.
I like hanging out with riffraff.
Yeah, I know you do. Oh yeah, I've been okay. It's just been a busy weekend and that kind of thing, but glad to be back.
Yeah. What do you think about all the writer's strike stuff?
You know, that was an interesting. The details, like the greatest video I was watching along with you guys. It's interesting details, and I don't like.
AI's a factor.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm not pro union necessarily, but I don't like the big guys taking too much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And
right. There's the middle ground. Yeah.
There's a real indication that that's what's going on. So, you know, I get it. That's what there's some industries that still need unions, and this is obviously one of them. And this is a huge industry. So if they're messing around with stuff like still not clearly defining rights from streaming and all that kind of thing, that's just nonsense. Like, that's bogus.
They don't want to deal with it, right?
Yeah, or they're pretending that they don't know what it is or how to deal with it. They know what it is. You know what I mean? So I don't like that kind of thing. So I'm happy to see.
And they won't release the numbers, so that helps people negotiate.
Which is terrible.
And know their worth. That really helps.
Right. That's like what the NFL does. Teams don't release their full profits and that kind of thing. The only team that does is the Packers because they're technically a publicly owned industry, but they don't like releasing the numbers and that kind of thing. And the union has to fight them to make sure they get. So it's things like that. And the entertainment industry, in a way, it's almost like a monopoly because it is kind of a small thing and there's only a few places you can go. So I don't like that kind of advantage being taken,
It's funny. When I was in my profession full time, all my friends were in my profession pretty much. And when I got out of it, I realized how expensive healthcare is.
Yeah.
My healthcare was $49 every 2 weeks.
Screw you, man.
What?
I'm just kidding. Mine's like $220 every 2 weeks.
Wow.
And that's with my company paying like 50 or 60% of it.
And now that I'm retired, it's free.
All right, I think we've had enough of Bruce. Good night, Brucifer. No, I'm just kidding, man.
Congratulations. You're telling on yourself. You're telling us what kind of retirement you took now. That kind of all depends, right? That's a very great. Special situation.
No, people that put their, that serve in an industry where you're protecting the public. I think you deserve every penny. So, congrats, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, I respect all the people that put their lives out for other people.
Yeah. Cops especially. Firefighters not so much. Cops, yes.
Oh,
cops take a lot more risk than firefighters. I'm sorry. Firefighters are good and all that, but those guys are making chili, lifting weights at the firehouse and getting laid at bars most of the time. Cops
they make good chili though.
Yeah. I had a buddy who was a firefighter, and it sounded like a frat house party. Yeah, they did some things now and again, but mostly they were lifting weights, making chili, playing video games, going to bars, and just wearing their firefighter T-shirts. And
I could be one of those without the firefighting.
Right. Well, you'd have to incorporate the weightlifting too, though.
Well, law enforcement does the same thing pretty much.
But you guys, anytime you pull up to a car, God knows what's going on. You know what I mean? So,
I think the most dangerous thing was the women hanging at the bars, willing to do anything for a badge. We used to call them badge bunnies.
Nice. Yeah.
This is sounding pretty good.
You're a little too late, Max.
I wonder if that era has gone away though because of everything that's going on with the police and all that. Like I have a friend she worked with whatever I knew her through business. Her husband was a cop in Long Beach, and she said it just got so bad with how people were treating cops. They moved to Idaho, or not? Idaho. Yeah. So I wonder if it's a little different now.
Yeah. Interesting stories, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, has anyone? I was not interested in this at all, but now that Neill Blomkamp, I'm kind of want to watch I'm not going to watch the trailer now, but
I actually like the trailer.
It was a good trailer, Gran Turismo.
But I'm biased. I love the game.
I love the game, but I'm like, I don't want to be one of those people that says, do we need a movie of this?
Was there a story to the game, or is it just car racing?
It's just car racing.
It's just a simulation car racing.
So there's no story in the game.
No story.
A car racing movie could be fun,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like, why do you need to call it Gran Turismo? Just
why not? Come on.
So that trailer is out. I'm gonna check that out later. Go ahead.
The Campia video.
Oh, yeah. We gotta watch
put
that.
In
I forgot about that.
What did Campia do now?
He rants.
He rants and listed all of Ezra Miller's crimes.
But
even though it was a great movie and I went to go see it. What a hypocrite.
Well, it's just like this was like so last year. Like, what's he doing? He's still ranting about Ezra.
Yeah, he's like, he's kidnapping young Indian girls and trading them.
We don't know.
We
don't know.
And trading them for blankets. I was like,
what? No,
yeah, he actually, yes. I was like, oh my God. I was like, wow, he actually said that.
Do you think that people tell him to say this stuff, like somebody inside the studio, because they're going to cut ties with Ezra Miller?
No.
I just think he's
Not
acting
now,
moronic to get attention, and we're helping him.
I don't think any studio would say trade a blanket for a Native American girl.
He really said that? I thought you were making a joke.
No.
Oh God.
Okay, I gotta hear this.
Unless he clipped it out, but I was like, what?
That's crazy, even for a Canadian.
I don't know if you've heard, but Ezra Miller's had some controversies.
Who's Ezra Miller?
Come on, this is so last year. This is the John Campio show, already impacted by the writer's strike. He's going to go back to old controversies. He's already impacted about the writer's strike.
Ezra Miller. A little bit of controversy.
What the hell there? He killed the mic with his
some shaking of the cart, a little bit, if you will. Ezra Miller's been in a little bit of trouble. But they got this new movie coming out called Flash. Now, me and Ray had a chance to watch Flash this week.
You don't
and
say.
I'm going to tell you, it's great. It's great. It's not the greatest comic book film of all time, like some people over at Warner Brothers were kind of holding it up to be, but it's great. I had a wonderful time watching it. And I think a lot of people are going to be really happy with the film. Now, that doesn't mean I've forgotten about any of this controversy surrounding.
I'm kind of getting sick of this culture of, feeling like we're the victims of things. Like, if the court's played out and he's not in jail, I'm not going to judge this man or judge them. I'm not going to judge them. I was going to say, we're kind of like offended for other people. Like, this is over at this point.
That's a really good point.
I'm like, because there's something about most people out there, not everyone, but most people. And I'm just sick of this culture of like, the movie was amazing, but now I got to talk about this again. So maybe you shouldn't support it still.
Yeah. And Matt, you make a really good point. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
He went through the court process. As far as we know, he's not guilty. I'm not a judge. I'm not a professional. So I would tell Campia to stop it. Are you a professional? Did he come to the court of Campia? Stop it with this nonsense. Go ahead.
Right. So you make a really good point, because Ezra stuff sounds bad to me, but I've always been in the camp when people are accused of anything or whatever. It's like, all right, you're accusing them of all this stuff. Why aren't they in jail? You're accusing them of illegal stuff. Why aren't they being punished by the law? And if that's not the case, we have to give that some sort of credence. You know what I mean? And the rest of it becomes sensationalized. So, go ahead, Bruce.
It doesn't take much for anyone to be indicted for crimes. The saying in New York is, in the court system,
I heard that from Trump.
You can indict a ham sandwich.
Yes.
It doesn't take much. Obviously, there's no evidence of any other actual crimes, or Ezra would be charged. It doesn't take this long to bring someone and charge them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing too, I can speak from the lawyer aspect of it. Prosecutors, they love bringing these high-profile cases against celebrities.
Yep.
So if they could, they would.
Like the allegation of Ezra kidnapping minors and taking them across state lines. That's FBI.
Yeah.
FBI would have been all over this.
Yes, you're right.
And that's a big crime too, a huge crime.
So he's acting like it's fact. This is a bad look, Campia. This is not,
agree.
This isn't good.
Ezra Miller, but apparently somebody connected to the film, the production designer of Flash, is saying that this movie is so good, audiences will totally forget all about Ezra Miller's crimes. Totally forgotten. What?
Oh, that's not a good headline either, though.
Never heard of any problems with Ezra Miller.
Actually, all crimes in the world would be.
That's not a good headline either, though. That's of course, this person did get clicks, though.
That's not exactly what the quote was.
Of course not.
If you read the article.
Okay. Well, the Flash production designer says audiences will forget. Oh, okay. What the actual designer said. Okay. Yeah, that they manipulated the title. Of course, like I say, if you want to criticize sites, that's fine. But they all do it. This is probably Screen Rant or something, right? It looks like.
I don't remember.
But they all do this. The whole industry does this for clickbait because they all get their money on ads, and there's not enough actual news to justify the ad income throughout the year. So you gotta play games, unfortunately. I'm not saying it's justified, it's just the reality. All the sites do this shit. Every single one of them. So when someone singles out one website, I'm like, okay, you have a point, but they all do it. And we're talking about movie talk, and we talk about their articles, so we're all part of the same boat, is my thoughts.
And every YouTuber uses clickbait to get people to watch their videos.
Yes.
Well, you'd be stupid not to, quite honestly.
Right. Well, you have to.
Expunged.
That's the power of Flashpoint. That's going to happen. Okay.
Clean slate.
So this comes to us from the folks over at CBR, who wrote the following. The Flash's production designer, Paul Osterberry, believes Ezra Miller's performance on the screen will make fans forget the actor's off-screen behavior. Talking to CBC, that's the Canadian broadcast company, for anybody who's keeping score.
Forget on-screen behavior. That's the quote. Okay.
That's still a bad quote.
Hold on a second. I got to get comfortable. Hold on. Let me rewind. My mask was getting. Ugh. So, let me rewind that a little. Oh, someone popped in. Who's here? Brian's back. Brian is back. Wow, he can't get enough of movie talk tonight.
Yes, I'm having a good time actually.
All right, let's
good conversation.
I like Happy Brian.
Too bad it's when the writers go on strike and there's going to be less to talk about in the future. Ooh, what's that?
Vanilla milk.
Ooh.
Ensure.
It's not Ensure, it's vanilla milk.
I was going to say something else, but I'll leave it.
I had to make a beer.
Oh, golly.
You do not use clickbait. Okay. Well, Strange Marvel Theories, I do.
Well, Max really does.
What do you mean?
He did it with this title.
I love your clickbait, though. I'm a fan of it, so
okay. All right.
It's not a bad
All right, here we go.
The Flash's production designer, Paul Osterberry, believes Ezra Miller's performance on the screen will make fans forget the actor's off-screen behavior. Talking to CBC, that's the Canadian broadcast company, for anybody who's keeping score. Osbury said Miller did such a superb job that people will forget all the negative press the actor accumulated in the last couple of years. He stressed Miller's dedication and professionalism while being under a lot of pressure I wonder why pressure was there. Osprey pointed out Miller had to play 2 different versions of the character, switching roles every few days. According to the production designer, who won an Academy Award for The Shape of Water, Miller had only 3 days off during the entire shoot. They filmed 6 days a week and spent 1 in stunt rehearsals. It's hidden by my graphic there, Jonathan.
Oh.
It has been reported earlier that Miller did their own stunts for The Flash. All right. Let me say a couple things here.
Did their own stunts. Huh?
Nice.
I have always liked Ezra Miller in this role.
Here we go.
I know that's not
Here we go.
a popular opinion, but it's true. I've always thought Ezra Miller, I love the personality Ezra Miller has brought to this character. And I know it's a little more loose and a little more boyhood-like, if you will, that some people wanted it to be. I, for one, thought this rendition of Barry Allen is very charming, and I like it a lot. And I think Ezra Miller is a terrific performer, and this movie is great. And Ezra does a great job in it.
So stop your pearl clutching and let the courts decide.
You know, obviously he's never read a comic or watched Justice League Unlimited or any other animated. The Flash is comedy relief. Always has been.
Mm-hmm. Well, Ray, I'm going to buy your ticket. I'm going to buy yours and Crazy Joe and
mine.
John's. Well, are you going to be at Too Many Games?
I don't know.
So I'm going to get your ticket.
Buy him a ticket. He might not be there, but he still wants you to. He still wants.
I'm not buying a ticket.
I'll go if Voltaire goes.
No, I'm in California, man. Come on.
Oh, you're not going.
Oh, you could have gone to SnyderCon.
I know. I thought about that after the fact.
That being said, I'm not forgetting everything. There are no Ezra Miller controversies. Well done, Jonathan. Well done. There are no Ezra Miller controversies.
I just feel like you can bow and walk out now.
I-
My job here is done.
I didn't forget. I'm somebody who likes Ezra Miller as a performer very much. I'm somebody who likes Ezra as Barry Allen. I'm somebody who loves this movie. But once the screen goes dark and the credits start to roll, I am no less very, very much aware of the Ezra Miller controversies.
Oh my
and
God.
so should you.
What? We know all about them. Like, good God.
Here comes the PowerPoint.
Well, that's the other thing. That anybody watching his channel is very well aware of what happened with Ezra Miller. You know, maybe normies aren't, but people watching John Campia, everybody knows.
Denny's. Oh wow, this is a party.
Oh man!
Wow, Rhea,
I'm gonna miss out on.
There's still time, Brian.
Moves
There's
over
still
my
time.
I don't
hammy.
have the money, bro.
Can I get a
I'd have to
grand?
spend a whole paycheck, and I got rent, Jack.
Can I get
Ain't happening.
a grand slamwich? Damn it!
They got rid of the breakfast Dagwood. I'm good.
I'm thinking about going to visit Enosh soon. I don't know. Maybe we can make it. We'll figure something out, Brian. We'll make it happen. Maybe find out the actual cost of the ticket, and maybe I'll get your Too Many
Dude, I
Games
think-
ticket.
Oh, the Too Many Games. Oh,
No, I mean the flight. The flight.
The flight's like $1,000, dude.
All right.
Yeah. Let me double check here. Hang on.
Because it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic. All right, here we go.
And lest we forget, because these are all things that I have not forgotten. I have to ask the question when the production designer says we're going to forget. I have to ask, will we?
Callie.
Will we forget?
But can you
In
pause
case
that for a
you've
second?
gotten a little thing, it's
Oh,
hard to
hold on.
forget.
Callie. What? Callie messed me up. Sorry. Go ahead, Brewster. What'd you say?
The production designer didn't actually say forget his crime. He said forget bad press. That's not the same thing.
Yeah. Well, he's being hyperbolic.
You serious?
Yeah.
It's only $142 one way.
Oh wow.
Where'd you get 1,000 from?
But did you where did you check?
know.
before
He
you
only
even-
flies
That's
first
kinda high,
class.
bro.
You didn't even
Strictly
check.
first class.
What? Listen, bro. Let's see if the Too Many Games ticket. It's going to be epic. I don't know if you want to.
Expedia.
I don't want to.
When is it?
I don't know if you want to. You want to drive
The
with
last
me?
weekend of
but
June.
Let me talk to Crazy Joe though. If you see if you crash at his place too, though, I want to. Don't want to.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Let's research this.
When is that? The 16th and
the 26th. Oh, but I'm talking about it's
because after seeing everybody meet up, I'm like, bro, it has
23rd, 24th, 25th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I think
so I'll be coming home on the 26th. Done. All right. Reno to Max. Oh, dude. Yeah, I'll buy my tickets this weekend.
Oh my God, bro!
Or
You didn't even check
when I get paid again.
All right,
That's
well,
awesome.
let me. If you're gonna do that, let me look at the too many.
Fly
games
out of
ticket.
Reno, Rhea. How close are you to northern? Like, are you in Northern California or Southern?
She's in Northern California.
Yeah, fly out of Reno.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna contact. I'm gonna talk that crazy Joe. And then, all right, let's get back on topic here.
And here's a little timeline we slapped together. April 2020, video surfaces it appeared to show Miller choking a woman in a bar in Iceland. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name. The woman involved did not. What's that?
Reykjavik.
Reykjavik. Yeah. That is how you say it. Yeah. You're right. Reykjavik, Iceland. The woman involved did not press charges, and Miller apologized for the incident. Now, it should be pointed out that this was the only incident on this list that happened prior to the shooting of the movie Flash, prior to production beginning. And I remember at the time when that happened and we saw the video. Now, look, this was not an Undertaker situation where he grabbed a woman by the throat, lifted her 8 inches off the ground, and then slammed her down to the concrete. If you've seen the video, you know what we're talking about. Still, it was egregious enough that I felt at the time, I am totally cool if they fire Ezra right now from The Flash. But I'm also cool if they don't consider this serious enough that they need to fire them, because I saw the video. You saw the video by now. It's like, it's distasteful and it's something they should have addressed. But again, this is back when Warner Brothers was under the ownership of AT&T and they didn't even address it. It was,
to be fair, John has some distasteful past clips as himself.
Exactly.
Wait,
right.
That choking video, were they joking around? Because
it's hard to tell.
If they weren't, that girl could have charged him with assault.
Yeah,
right?
you give the benefit of the doubt. He seemed like he was drunk, or they seemed like they were drunk. Sorry.
Right, but if it was something she didn't like or wasn't, not that she liked it, but or wasn't cool with because she's a friend or something, she could have told the police that was assault. That's assault and battery right there, right, Brucefer?
Well, it depends on it's a different country, so.
There's context missing from that video too.
Yeah.
They could have been joking. I think they were joking around, and
me too.
But
my initial thought was that Ezra was going to be fired at that time, but then as more and more controversies come up, I'm just like, okay, we're missing context. There's you could give benefit of the doubt of that video that they were messing around, and he got out of hand, or they got out of hand, but it didn't seem like. It seemed like they were joking. It's hard to tell. At the very least, it's hard to give a definitive. Oh, that was very violent and aggressive, and Ezra meant to hurt that girl. It's hard to say.
If the woman wasn't hurt and she felt she wasn't threatened and did not go to the police,
don't act like you were hurt, John. Where did Ezra hurt you, John? Where did Ezra hurt you?
Hold up the doll and show us. Yeah.
Yeah, show us on the doll, John, where Ezra hurt you.
Totally dropped the ball. But at the time, I said, look, I think they could totally fire Ezra, and I'm good with that. But if they put Ezra out on an apology tour and address this and whatever, then maybe you could salvage this. I don't know. But that was then. Then they went ahead and started shooting the movie. And that's when the fun began.
Mm-hmm.
In March of 2022, Ezra Miller was arrested in Hawaii on charges of disorderly conduct and harassment after they allegedly got into a fight.
I don't think that's necessarily fair to say, but I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but I don't think because of the political angle. I think it's more with Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers does not get rid of their talent at the first sign of controversy, where Disney did for a while. Disney got rid of James Gunn. Disney got rid of, Roseanne Barr, and because that was ABC, I believe, right? And they pull it quick. Where Warner Brothers waits for more, which I actually respect, but that also has caused them more issues too. with like Amber Heard. They had enough leeway to get rid of Amber Heard too, you know.
And last time I checked, Ezra Miller wasn't queer. He's non-binary. I mean, they're non-binary. It's a difference.
I think it might be also alluding to the political angle that the left gets away with more on the right. I would say in social media they do. I would agree. It's subjective, but I do think there's a point there in social media. You could say some nasty stuff and just be like, yeah.
Yeah, but how many Democrats were let go, resigned because of stuff they did? Al Franken, without, there was zero tolerance. There's zero tolerance when it comes to Democrats and people on the left.
Well, you know what? I started this
Which is
conversation,
unfair.
but I'm gonna steer it back to the topic because then we're gonna go into political things.
Okay,
It's my
sorry.
fault. No, it's
Sorry
my
about that.
fault. It's me. I brought it up. Darcipio and me brought it up. Okay, here we go.
Fight with a couple at a karaoke bar. They were released on bail the following day. In April of 2022, Miller was arrested again in Hawaii on charges of a second-degree assault after they allegedly threw a chair at a woman at a private party. They were released on bail the following day. May of 2022, Ezra breaks into a Stanford, Vermont. Is that what VT is? You Americans? VT, Vermont? Okay. Yeah. Vermont house stealing alcohol and was charged with 3 counts of burglary, petite larceny, and trespassing. In June of 2022, a Massachusetts family filed a restraining order against Miller, alleging that the actor had been grooming their 18-year-old child. The order was granted, and Miller was ordered to stay away from the family. Also in June of 2022, a mother and 12-year-old child were granted a protective order against Miller. The mother alleges menacing behavior towards the child, and that when the child was 11, the actor threatened the mother while brandishing a gun and referred to the child as an elevated being. Well, I've never been called that. Also in June of 2022, Rolling Stone and New York Post reported that Miller was housing a mother and 3 children aged 1 through 5 in a house that was quote unquote filled, gun and drug filled. Video showed 8 assault guns, some piled up beside children's toys. A report claimed that the 1-year-old had a bullet in her mouth. Children were playing in weed smoke filled rooms with no ventilation. August of 2022, a couple in Vermont filed a restraining order against Miller, alleging that the actor had harassed them and stolen their firearms. The order was granted, and Miller was ordered to stay away from the couple and their children. In January of 2023, Ezra Miller pled guilty to trespassing and is sentenced to 1 year probation and a suspended 90-day sentence for the May of 2022 charges. Has anybody forgotten? Has anybody forgotten?
Oh, God.
I haven't forgotten.
All right. First of all,
I didn't know about all of those.
it takes very little evidence to get a order of protection. I can go to the police station tomorrow and say Max is harassing me and get an order of protection.
Don't say that. Why'd you say it on the street, bro?
Go do it. Where's the make it so we can.
No, you can't do that. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
You notice there was no charges filed against any of these for these accusations at all. And what video of guns? And I've never seen a video of guns stockpiled in Ezra's house.
Yeah, and if he was threatening somebody with a gun and they had called the police, he would have been arrested.
Apparently there was a family that Ezra had a woman and her child, and where it's a dangerous situation for a child. I believe Ezra puts themselves in bad situations because they're open to a lot of people. Like Ezra followed me on Instagram right away. I barely talked to Ezra.
Oh wow!
And it talks to everyone like that to a detriment. Well, I mean that was back before all the shit started. So it seems like Ezra's open to talking to a lot of people. And if you do that you're going to have people, in my opinion, put you in dangerous situations.
But didn't that woman come out and say Ezra helped her escape her abusive husband that was beating her and her children?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these accusations, a lot of these media outlets haven't followed up at all.
Well, no, everyone's there for the accusation, not there for the truth, you know.
Well, yeah, and back to the thing, like these charges are not little things. Some of them,
no,
real. These are.
I don't think they should be. I don't think they should be dismissed. But I've also got to the point where I hear all this stuff. I'm like, well, what? Did you go through the proper channels? And that's for everything, social media and everything. Like all these complaints, all this stuff that happens. I'm like, that sounds very serious. Sorry to hear that. Go
And
through
if,
the proper channels. There's
if
tools.
Ezra paid them off and they signed an NDA and they decided not to press charges, you know what I mean? That's what happened. We don't know though, so we can't presume, you know.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna. I'm waiting for court's decisions to condemn people anymore.
There are no accusations or crimes before any courts in any state in the United States against Ezra.
Okay, well then there you go. That says it all for me, by the way. That's all I need to hear.
And the one that was in tribal court that Dakota's parents brought against Ezra, it was thrown out.
By the tribal court.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes, because in the United States, you cannot put an order of protection against someone for an adult.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. 18 years. Yeah, I was wondering about that actually. Yeah.
Yes.
I thought she was mentally disabled or something if they did that.
No.
Okay.
All right. Does he go off the rails anytime here? You're just saying.
Yes. Keep listening.
Look, this is not an either or situation. It's not either you hate everything that has to do with this or you love everything that has to do with this. Look, I am of both worlds. I have one foot in the world of, hey, I think Ezra's a great performer. And I think Ezra does great as Barry Allen and does a very good job in this Flash movie. But make no mistake about it. Ezra Miller needs to go when it comes to Flash. I get it. The vast, vast, vast majority of that list all happened after they had already shot the movie. I get it. I've never held that against Warner Brothers. I do hold it against AT&T's Warner Brothers.
So if the movie gets to $1 billion and they greenlit Flash 2, John Campea is going to rant about it.
Yes. And he's making it sound like it happened. This all happened after the movie was made. That's what John Campea keeps saying. And not allegedly that it happened.
He should
have been interesting time for him to put this out. You know, the movie's still a few weeks away. You know, if he was just
things are going to slow down for movie talk a little bit here.
I think this is the beginning of hit pieces against Ezra coming
again.
I agree.
It's already let's see how far down this hole John goes, bringing up old shit.
Brothers, that the initial incident happened and they never said anything about it. And because AT&T, who owned Warner Brothers at the time, said nothing, did nothing.
Oh, here we go.
Ezra's behavior was allowed to continue unfettered. And I don't think it's an exaggeration to say somebody could have gotten killed. They didn't. They didn't. Let's be clear. Nobody did.
Someone.
And I remember at the time, Rob and I were talking about this.
Can you believe this?
The hyperbole is fantastic.
Brian, he acts like it was him. You know?
Oh, wow.
Someone could have been killed.
What's going on? Geez. And we were like, if AT&T doesn't step up and do some accountability.
Oh, here we go.
One
of these overused the word accountability. No, accountability is important. But it's getting overused just like everything on the
accountability.
You're virtue signaling for accountability when it's really like you're looking for clout off of a certain topic.
My new favorite Twitter word, accountability.
Accountability. You're not being an asshole. You're searching for accountability.
Allow me to pause John Campea for a second. Okay, so this right here. Let's see. Zoom in here. Oh, wrong window. We're gonna zoom in here. There we go. Okay, those are the flights to get there. $923 round trip.
Oh,
where was I getting $1,000 from? Right there.
But you said you found it cheaper though.
I did, but those are like off dates.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Anywho, sorry folks.
It's the summer.
Interrupt the camper.
And it's Pride weekend in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm not getting in there.
I'm surprised it's that expensive.
All right, Brucifer, let's have a party.
What?
In Philadelphia.
I haven't been to a Pride parade in years. Damn it! I'll get in trouble.
All right.
And hold Ezra accountable and do something about this. This could get out of hand. Well, did that laundry list not suggest that maybe things then did indeed go on to get out of hand? Look, I get it. And there's a lot of people out there, some very skeptical people saying, you know what, no matter what, if Flash makes money, Warner Brothers is going to keep Ezra on. And that is a possibility. But I've got to believe that this new ownership of Warner Brothers, who inherited this problem, by the way, this is the current ownership of Warner Brothers. This was a problem they inherited from AT&T. But I have to choose to believe that David Zaslav, that James Gunn, that Peter Safran are not going to be ignorant morons.
Back at you, bro. I mean, I like Campy. Come on. He wasn't. All right.
That they're going to say, listen, the movie was shot. We finished the movie. It is, but Ezra can't be our Flash anymore. And I'm not sitting here telling you, we've been over this before. I'm not sitting here telling you that I think Ezra Miller should be done, period. Should never have another acting job for the rest of their lives. No, listen, I love a good redemption story as much as anybody. After accountability. After. And for me, as somebody who loves this Flash movie, man, I love it. I'm sorry, Mr. Production Designer, I have not forgotten. And I don't think a lot of people are going to forget. And this is not just going to go away.
Wow. He's really taking this up as a... Oh, my. Things are getting slow on the YouTube. I'm serious. He's taking this up as a personal slight against himself. I'm not going to forget. Wow. Okay.
At least I really hope, because I'm going to I'm not going to lose. I'm not going to be one of these things. I'm not going to lose all respect for whatever, but I'll lose a lot of respect for David Zaslav, who I'm a big fan of. I'm going to lose a lot of respect for James Gunn, who I'm a massive fanboy of. I'm going to lose a good degree of respect for these people if, when all this is said and done.
Oh no.
How do you know this is the other thing that happens with these accountability. How do you know he wasn't or they weren't already held accountable on the recovery? You don't know everything. You don't know what you don't know all the ins and outs of this.
I mean, what do they want?
This is where cancel. I mean, this is where cancel culture and nothing's ever good enough. Well, it wasn't enough accountability. That's the next and the goalpost move, right? That's the next goalpost move. Well, it wasn't enough.
At the end of the day, it's like, what do you want? Like, come on
out. You know, people were cheering when they thought he was going to get like 15 to 20 years in jail for stealing alcohol. That was great.
What?
Like they never stole alcohol before.
How will Zaslav and Gunn survive if they lose Campion's respect? I mean, those poor men. That's going to be a terrible experience.
Well, I mean, isn't that the issue too with these overused accountability? Well, it wasn't accountability in my subjective view. It wasn't enough accountability. So
listen,
they can't be redeemed.
In the last 5 years, 2 words: accountability and transparency. Transparency are so overused. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and people using it as a weapon. Mm-hmm. Do they really want accountability, or are they using the word accountability to grift off of it and make a big spectacle? Well, this is all for the right reasons. Oh no, I don't think so, Degrassi. I think that's a nice.
Nothing
Canadian
wrong with hair plugs if a man wants to get them, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Or if a girl wants,
they don't move on.
I know his wife's happy with it, so
I wear a hat.
You know, just take it off his back.
Because ultimately, I also think that's what is best for Ezra Miller. We saw what happened when Ezra was not held accountable before, and I just think it needs to happen. Anyway, Chris, you heard the comments from the production designers. We're going to forget all about this. I just ran down a little bit of a laundry list, but I don't know. What is your response to those comments?
I mean, a very unfortunate way of phrasing this, because there's so many other ways you could phrase this. This is a great film where while you're in here, you'll be immersed in the world of Barry Allen. Those sorts
I could
of
get
things,
on board
right?
with that.
That makes sense to me, because my husband got a chance to see this, and not the biggest Ezra Miller fan, and said, yeah, there are great moments in this film where they're really, really moving and emotional, and a lot of great stuff happens in this movie. But when you look at that list of allegations and everything, it's not something that's forgettable. And I want to be clear too, because some people keep bringing up other people in the past who have had these kind of redemption stories in real life, the Robert Downey Jr.'s of the world or other things. I definitely, my heart goes out to people who struggle with mental illness and substance abuse. That's a very big and personal issue in my family. Someone I'm very close to in my family has suffered with those things multiple times with multiple rehab stints. And I'm all for someone getting the help they need and bettering themselves in that way. That's not what we're completely talking about, though, is it? We're talking about allegations of child grooming, abuse, really, really serious things that may have been exacerbated by mental health issues, may have been exacerbated by drug and alcohol use. But I don't think those are excuses. They're potential explanations for certain behaviors or certain enablers for things. And it's not the same. It's not the same as somebody harming themselves and doing a disservice to themselves as it is committing crimes against other people, allegedly. That's the thing that's very different here and something that makes it not forgettable. So if these things do come to light where, hey, nothing actually happened, everything is totally fine, that's one story. But if these allegations are true and confirmed,
the allegations haven't progressed any further. They're done. Some of them are dropped. Some of them were dropped, right?
And they mentioned Robert Downey Jr. There was a victim in his crime. He got to bed with a minor, naked, fell asleep.
What? I didn't know that. What? Robert Downey?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that. Why did he go to jail?
He did go to jail.
Oh, he did. Okay.
But I'm just saying that minor was probably scarred for life.
Oh, I didn't know about that at all. I knew.
I'll find it.
Okay. I knew about the drug use and stuff, but I didn't know about that.
No, I was just kidding, Degrassi. I know
Unless I'm remembering it wrong.
That's a pretty big, be careful.
this is not somebody who I want to go back to movie theaters and see. And, it's not my job to virtue signal and tell you what to watch or what not to watch. I'm going to see this.
But I'm doing that. I like Chris Card too, but that's exactly it.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, boy. Oh, first, I don't want to know this stuff. I love Robert Downey Jr. All right.
This movie. I work at a movie news show. I'm going to see it because it'd be ridiculous for me to not weigh in on a movie.
Did you just acknowledge that this movie exists?
I did finally.
Wow.
I know it took all of you watching it, but I've heard some mixed things about Batman Flashpoint and I need to see him for myself. So I think at the end of the day, yes, you can separate the artist from the art, that sort of thing. But when it comes to forgetting atrocities committed by people, if they happened, one good movie does not make you guiltless.
You brought up the Robert Downey Jr. situation. I think that's a great example because Robert Downey Jr. said it saved his life that he got fired.
Yeah.
Remember, he had his initial run with stuff. He pretty much lost his career. And then Ally McBeal came along and he kind of got a second chance. And he was great on Ally McBeal.
I remember.
And then all of a sudden they fired him out of nowhere. And it turned out he was, back with the drugs and all that kind of stuff. And they fired him and he had lost his career again for a while. But Robert Downey Jr., when he talked, he said that saved his life. That saved his life. And so after taking accountability and after having some consequences for their actions, and Robert Downey Jr.'s actions were really only against himself.
Well, not from one. Now that we get some updated stuff, I don't know about that.
I put it in the chat.
I don't know if I want to look. Okay.
While you're checking, Rhea, you were great. I wanted to give while she's in the chat.
Yeah.
Rhea, good stuff this weekend. Really impressive. Congratulations.
Well, you can finish the video.
Oh well, yeah, I could. Okay, all right. Yes, Kelly.
Before you mentally.
2
But
minutes.
after that,
Kelly.
then he was able to come back and excel and succeed and have a thriving, fantastic career after that. And as long as no accountability is ever really done for Ezra, I don't think Ezra's going to have the same story that Robert Downey Jr. was able to have. But if they do, I think they can. I think that possibility exists for Ezra Miller, but not if everybody just continues to go, ooh, look, everybody, shiny new movie. Forget about everything else. As long as they do that, I think it's always going to be on the razor's edge. But what do I know? That's just my kind of opinion of this. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? The production designer of Flash saying everybody's going to forget all about the Ezra stuff. I don't think so. And
Did
I
he
think
cut
you
it
can
out?
both be a big fan of
Probably.
Ezra Miller and their talent, but at the same time, demand listen, there's got to be some accountability
if you
here.
have a timestamp, you could go back and edit things out of a live stream. Yeah.
That sounded so ridiculous. It wouldn't surprise me if he did get rid of it.
Wait,
They can no longer be the Flash. Anyway, whatever you guys think about this, we can all have different opinions about this. That doesn't make us, opposed to each other, but we all have different thoughts. What are your thoughts on this? Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comment section below and leave those thoughts there. Guys, we want to take
what? He edited it out.
Get this HelloFresh stuff off. They're not paying you, Max. Get it off.
Boo. No, but it's if you make you could. I don't do it. I probably should go back and.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. Just like when there's when Brucifer recommends watching Tom Holland, and then it gets blocked worldwide, and then it says edit it out, and I'm like, okay, it's edited out of the live stream.
I do think Ezra's gone because why would they keep him?
If it gets $1 billion, that's why they would keep him.
Is he that popular? I mean, they got rid of Cavill. You know what I mean? And he has no content.
Gunn is all about the funny. So if Gunn has an easy way to working with you, I think that would keep. And Gunn also has that history of him also being rehired, and so he's kind of I believe Gunn's sympathetic to people.
Yeah,
sympathetic to people getting shit on social media and everything. So.
Yeah, you know what? If there's a year between production or a year and a half, and Ezra has kept his nose clean, so to speak, maybe you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the movie has to be extremely successful, though.
Oh, wait. Here is a more fleshed out article. Not that
one.
Well,
it sounds like he was drunk and ended up in the wrong house.
Yeah, he did.
But when you said got in the room with a minor, I was like, what? I was thinking something else. I was like,
no, I didn't. No. He was in the miner's bed.
He probably went to the wrong house.
Yeah, but it's still.
Yeah.
You see a grown man and is stripped down.
No, he was in the hardcore drugs and alcohol, I believe. Really close.
Yeah, click the Hollywood Reporter article I sent from back then.
Yeah. Okay. My computer's running slow. I'm sorry.
Mel Gibson.
What?
Robert Downey Jr. Mel Gibson's almost to you. Oh, I see. Okay.
It's a short
Malibu's
history.
most notorious scandals.
Matthew McConaughey's paparazzi, bro. What? And then Bob Dylan's offensible portable toilet.
What?
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow, I don't know about all this. Spent the mid-1990s in stupor of drugs and alcohol, leading to a tabloid tidal wave when he wandered into his neighbor's Malibu home, stripped to his underwear, and slept in their son's bed. It sounds like a bad comedy.
Yeah.
It sounds like one of those,
And he got arrested, but it doesn't sound like he messed with the kid or anything like that.
Right.
Which is what it initially sounded like when,
YouTube Mansion Meltdown. I didn't know about this. Bob Dylan's bad smell.
What?
5 years ago, there was something evil blowing in the wind near Dylan's Point Dune property. The culprit, the security staff's portable toilet, which caused some neighbors to become sick.
Jesus.
A resident whose house was directly behind the toilet installed 5 industrial fans in the yard to blast back the odor.
These are very rich people who live in these places. So, yeah, they can afford to be spiteful.
This is some funny stuff. After Guitarist The Edge and his wife, Morley Steinberg, purchased a 156-acre property above Ridgeline in 2006, they proposed building 5 mansions there. The project received widespread opposition from conservation groups. In 2011, the Coastal Commission rejected the plan. The agency's executive director deemed it one of the 3 worst projects I've seen in terms of environmental devastation, citing the problems of extending a road through slide-prone areas and leveling more than 70,000 cubic yards.
What the hell is wrong with people?
I thought you two were like for an environment and everything. Not the Edge.
Well, and then now when it comes to having a beach property in Malibu that you spend a bunch of money on, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, well. Well, there you go.
Interesting.
Interesting stuff. Let's do we're almost at the 3-hour mark. Let's do some rapid fire topics, everyone. Okay. Let me see here. So bring this up here. Well, I don't even think we need to go. I had this article, but we discussed this to death. What the Hollywood Strutter means for viewers, though.
Yeah.
I think we could kind of guess. You might not. Well, the talk shows are done.
Oh no!
The one I like is Bill Maher.
Hey, Brian, you got a buddy on there with you.
Yeah, this is another article about Zelda. If you want to read that one.
Yeah.
About who?
Hey, champ.
The new Zelda game.
Oh, new Zelda.
Yeah, it's been leaked online.
I know you do.
So people have been playing it for free for the last couple of days.
Okay, hold on. Oh shoot, my stinking.
Hi.
I need to get in. I need to
give us a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up the video.
Thumbs up.
There you go.
Nice.
Good buddy.
Do you see? You looking forward to Mario movie?
See the Mario?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. You like Sonic the Hedgehog?
You like Sonic?
Sonic or Mario? Sonic or Mario? You can only pick one.
Sonic.
You like Sonic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on the finale of Picard?
Hey, little buddy, what do you think's going to happen with the writer's strike?
You seen that?
Yeah.
Do you like Snyder or Gunn?
Yeah.
Teeth falling out.
My teeth are falling out?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
that's not good.
My teeth out.
All right, I'll see you later, okay? Bye.
That was awesome. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is leaked on piracy sites, and Nintendo's now in a whack-a-mole war with streamers. They'll come after you.
Yeah, I'll have it by Saturday.
So streamers are going to play the pirated thing first to be the first to have it on their Twitch. They're going to come after you. Hi, small panelist. I'm going to wait for this game. I'm not paying $70 for a Nintendo game, even though I think they're quality games. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah, I have a VPN. I'll play it if I get it.
Oh. Okay.
My Discord group that I'm in usually get games they own as ROMs for the Switch.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Brian was having a good time, so I think this was a perfect time to bring this article up.
Oh, what? Gonna ruin my good time here?
Dune Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
A new teaser and poster hypes the highly anticipated sequel before tomorrow's trailer drop.
They dropped a
Maybe I'll have to
teaser
go back and
in front of
rewatch the first
tomorrow's
one.
trailer, which is they dropped a teaser before the trailer. Like
A teaser for the teaser.
Yeah,
Isn't that Ray looking for the in Rise of
Pretty
Skywalker?
much.
It looks
Rise
like
of Skywalker.
Well, that's also what they do in Dune. Come on.
I know.
Oh, that's why I kept thinking I was watching a Star Wars movie. God.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm gonna
Tatooine, yeah.
probably have to rewatch the Dune movie.
Sure, why not?
I don't know. I understand. It's like I found it like reverse derivative. If that's the best way to put it. It's like I understand.
Reverse derivative.
Yes. Dune inspired a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And all
But
I
so
kept seeing-
when he saw it,
when I saw it, all I kept seeing was
what
that
you're saying,
stuff.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I'm not.
yeah.
I know it sounds kind of weird, but like I don't know how to.
Yeah,
weird.
it's the
So-
Big Daddy. I mean, it's old. Like the story
Yeah,
is
and,
old.
and it's like Star Wars was, somewhat derived from it. A lot of other sci-fi properties were derived from it. So it's like, it was hard not to see Tatooine.
I actually, Ray, I like a more structured game and less open world. I'm not like opposed to it, but I think I kind of feel like sometimes open world games feel very samey. Whereas if it's a more structured story and level design, I appreciate it more. Like that's like some random level generated games.
So
they look
like
kind of
more
stale to me.
Linear, what do they call it?
Yeah, get right into the action.
On the rails.
Not exactly on rails. I like the little bit of, you know,
what kind
side
of like
stuff.
Fallout, kind of some of it's like a choose your own adventure type situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like that to where more of your choices matter. Where it's like you get some MMOs, and it's like one of the reasons why I don't play Star Trek Online very much anymore. Yeah, is because it's nephew.
Right, but back to your original point, right? Lucas was inspired by Dune. I mean, I think that he's publicly said that.
Yeah,
a couple
absolutely.
of times. Yeah.
Air, the Matt Damon Ben Affleck Nike film has a set release date for streaming on Amazon. I'm looking forward to this movie. The trailers were legit.
Yeah, it's good to watch for free.
Air is set to release on Prime on May 12th. Awesome.
Okay, no problem.
I didn't know that.
I'll
Wow.
watch that. Yeah.
Well, is that VOD or include with Prime though?
Well, when they say Prime Video, that makes me think it's part of the included for Prime, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah. I do want to see that movie though. For sure. Especially, I'm really on the Affleck hype train after SnyderCon. That was awesome.
He looked depressed.
What?
He looked pretty depressed on that panel. He didn't look very excited.
I think he just looks a little tired. He's busy.
Right. Yeah.
J-Lo's running him ragged, I guess.
Doing his buddy a favor for a good cause, you know.
Yeah, I think he just is. I think he's just busy.
Mm-hmm. Well, Rhea was there. Maybe she picked up the vibe better than Jenny. You know?
Yeah. Okay. And Star Wars. Let's bring up Star Wars. We're
Star Wars.
A couple of Star Wars things came out today.
Well, I don't know if this is what you're going to refer to, but Star Wars just teased Cad Bane's resurrection after Disney Plus death.
God damn it. Okay.
Let me see.
One of the better live action characters they've introduced, so I hope they didn't kill him off.
Yeah.
Cad Bane didn't look too bad.
The new Star Wars timeline book included an excerpt from Boba Fett and Cad Bane's seemingly not so deadly duel. In the book, Star Wars referred to the Pike Syndicate's hired gun as being out of action as opposed to dead.
There you go.
So he might return.
I don't know how I feel about that.
You don't know how you feel about that?
No, I'm just kidding, dude. It's fine. No one's ever really gone, Max.
I mean, this is the more plausible return than some of the other ones they've done.
No one's ever really gone.
Right. Except the characters we want back.
Except for Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. Do you know, they were saying they wanted to get Helen Mirren as an older Rey. I don't know if that was a joke. I'm like, why is Helen Mirren appear in everything? And I like Helen Mirren as an old Rey.
What are they going to cast Lucy Liu as an old Rose Tico?
There you go. That would be perfect. There you go.
Max can get the Shazam 2 connection all over again.
Rhea said, Ben seemed very plugged into the DC Batman convo, but he doesn't want to make fan service. He wants to be intentional with the goal of for a future product. Deathstroke battle needs to have intention. Yeah, I got that too. Same thing, Ray, when I was doing my video earlier. He says, I need to be able to see the target myself to get invested. Like, not just like where James Gunn is like, do you want to be involved? He needs a picture painted for him and an end goal to be invested. Not just like, you want to just join us again for this rodeo again? No, he wants to see the end game, and beyond, at least the target. And I don't think James Gunn really painted that to a lot of people, to be fair, with his slate announcement. Maybe he did it behind the scenes where he gave the whole slate to Zaslav and whoever else, and maybe they know more. But I don't think it painted for everyone. Here is first look at Austin Butler's bald-headed Dune 2 villain. I still didn't finish the Elvis movie.
I've never.
Yeah, I couldn't get through it. That accent from Tom Hanks was too much for me.
Oh, Tom Hanks. Okay.
In Elvis,
I'm just conflicted. I don't try to cancel people, but yeah, Elvis really does have a problematic history. Great Grace ruined that for me. And then every time the scene with the young girls is where the problematic.
Oh,
stuff
the
comes
real
from.
Elvis. Oh, I
yes,
see.
the real Elvis.
Well, he married a 15-year-old, didn't
No,
he?
I know, but seeing the girls swoon and stuff, I'm like, oh, this plays really different after Grace ruined it for me when she did her little preview of the movie. I was like, damn it. Because there's actual factual stuff there. It's not just allegations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh God.
But this movie was amazing.
Yeah, I do want to see it still, but I'm just saying it's complicated for me to watch it. It's like every time I watch it and you see the young girls going crazy in the crowd and him looking at, grinding up on the mic, it's like,
that wasn't
weird
that bad.
Okay. Well.
Have you seen the performance today? Really?
No, but never mind. Just thinking about the aftermath of the concert where he'd go and actually groom those girls, those same girls.
Bring me that 14-year-old over there. Bring her out.
Yeah, and that's where, and that's actually where Tom Hanks' character, the actual person, is allegedly said to have helped. Go get those girls over there. He helped.
Yeah, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm like, okay, but yeah, he is a bald-headed villain.
So he's probably going to be playing the character. And anyone, I recommend you watch the David Lynch Dune and watch this before the second one. This would be the character Sting played, I think. It's an interesting exercise to watch these movies. It's not bad.
Isn't he the next Superman?
I'd be okay with that.
He's one of the rumors.
Okay. Miley Cyrus article.
Yeah. All right. Woo!
Marvel just recast Miley Cyrus. I didn't know she was in there.
That's great news.
Yeah, she was in Guardians of the Galaxy or whatever.
Where she was?
Yeah.
I remember her in Guardians
or something. Her voice.
Mainframe from Guardians 2 has been recast. Oh,
she played a computer?
Yeah, she was the voice of the computer.
Mainframe appeared as part of Yondu's team of Ravagers, sorry. So that's good. That means that the Ravagers are going to be back, right?
Yeah, I think I saw Sylvester Stallone in one of the trailers, right?
I didn't see that. I didn't.
Or maybe I'm.
Now I want to watch Hannah Montana.
Yeah, sure.
Fantastic Four.
No, it's a big
official casting.
No, come on.
No.
Official rumors of casting are getting hot, though.
I really kind of hope Margot Robbie. I know people said she's too old.
Ooh.
Why? For Invisible Woman?
She's not Invisible Woman. I don't know. She doesn't have the.
She'd be a good matchup to Adam's Driver, Mr. Fantastic, I think.
Well, whatever.
That would be an amazing to get both of them in the Fantastic Four.
Big stars, no question about that.
Yeah. So yeah, but they basically said everyone at this point, every actress working, has been considered.
Just
but yeah,
for not saying the spaghetti at the wall.
Paul Mescal and more.
Why you never click horror button, the horror button up there?
Yeah. Grace seems to say she knows who everybody is.
She said that?
Yeah, she tweeted something like, the only one she'd drive her, and she thinks the rest are going to be announced at Comic-Con. Officially. She implied strongly that she knew. Not that she said, I know, but I'm not going to say. But I took it from her tweet that she.
Oh, yeah. I didn't say that, Rhea, but.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand the too old stuff. And they've already kind of gave us a Reed Richards. And I mean, honestly, I'd be okay with that.
I would prefer her to be Invisible Woman over Harley again. Honestly, I'd like to see her try something.
Oh, I'm kind of over Harley Quinn. I mean, it was over.
She will not play Harley Quinn.
I'm over that iteration of the character.
Yeah,
if they want to give it to us from another lens, I'd be okay. I kind of got burnt out on it. It was too over the top,
Right. And mark my words, Lady Gaga's going to reset what Harley Quinn's going to be, and they're not going to want to put that other Harley Quinn on camera anymore.
It's going to feel stale if they try to go back. Yeah.
I think so.
Ben Affleck explains his canceled Batman's villain plan. We already know Deathstroke. Let me see.
Well, people who didn't watch the SnyderCon event don't.
Yeah.
God.
There were a number of them I was kind of exploring, and the plans were to make interesting, nuanced, complex characters. In particular, character you mentioned. Well, this is good because I watched it, and he's very hard to understand in that theater. He's got such a deep bass voice. I kind of feel like either you do. I'm just going to get into my own preference here, but either you do kind of a massive one villain that is so formidable you just can't imagine how your protagonist is going to be able to overcome it, or you have to do sort of a populate kind of, Injustice, these big group villains where you have to get all these different characters.
I think he's bitter about not getting a good chance at a real Batman film for himself.
Probably.
No, I think he's
in regard. I just don't understand if he's done with the character, he's done with WB. Why is he still talking about it?
I think he's angry.
Fans ask.
He even said it. It's like the most asked about character he's ever played.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I mean, Jesus, dude. There are only a few actors have stepped into the cowl and cape of Batman, and it's a very
everyone that interviews him asks about it because they know it's going to get the clicks.
That and it's just, I mean, think about it. I mean, even George Clooney, still a respectable actor, donned it. It's got a very rich lineage.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a huge deal to play Batman. I don't know, man.
And he never got a proper shot. Like, I mean, if you watch the extended cut of Batman v Superman, you kind of get to see him getting to do it more, but I just don't think he ever got a fair shake. And I still stand by that he's the best version of Bruce Wayne that we've seen. For me, anyway.
Well, yeah, I think like the character that Michael Keaton played as Bruce Wayne was a lot different. The whole you want to get nuts wouldn't work with, it's kind of like it works now. I just didn't think that line in the trailer worked very well for me. But like, I don't know. It's just the same thing with like Christian Bale. I mean, it's just such a, storied history of that character going back.
Yeah.
Wow. It's an honor to play Batman.
It's 1:30. Oh my God.
Go to bed.
We got it at the last
quick before you just a Star Wars. So Bruce for sure there's going to be a Simpsons Star Wars thing on. There's a lot of Star Wars stuff coming out tomorrow. The Maggie Simpson Star Wars little short they're going to do. And also Star Wars Visions hits tomorrow night too. So
really?
Yeah. So go ahead. Well, tomorrow midnight. So go ahead and watch Visions 1.
Oh, I hated Visions.
Hated?
Oh, it was awful.
What's the hate about it?
A lot of people hated that. The
really?
animation, some of the stories.
The animation was just like, I don't know. Some of it was kind of cool. I dug it.
Oh, sorry. I'm confusing Visions with Jedi, whatever. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Oh,
Visions
yeah, no.
mediocre.
Tales of the Jedi? That was cool.
Yeah.
Someone give him an L.
Visions was all over the place,
all right,
man.
I'm less excited. I thought Tales of the Jedi 2 was tomorrow. Yeah, Visions was hit or miss. Like one or two of them was good. The rest of them were miss.
I'm still upset with the
umbrella lightsaber. That was kind of cool.
I'm still upset with you, Degrassi. You jinxed my mailbag. Now it is a fail bag. But thank God Brucifer left one question in there.
Golly.
You just skip it.
No, I'm
cool
going to
like
go
me,
over
Anthony. Be cool like me.
Deadpool 3 brings back hero that died in the last movie.
I am
Peter.
Oh, great.
How's that going to work?
He was good.
Nice.
A multiversal
one
Peter.
arm.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we're gonna get a
Trigger bear.
616 Peter, dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
Maybe
Awesome.
he'll be
Peter's
like
back.
Cyborg or something.
Well, you better be. I don't know, dude. Degrassi. I don't know, man. I put a lot of trust in what you have to say, my guy.
All right. Well, and that Peter character was, if you watch part 2, part 2, he was very funny in that movie. He's one of the better comic parts in the film.
Brucifer asks, thank you, Brucifer. I appreciate you supporting the mailbag.
Jeez, yeah.
What question would you ask Zack Snyder if you were at SnyderCon?
That's an excellent question, actually.
And I've said this before, but I'll do a variation on it. I would say, now that you've worked on Army of the Dead, Rebel Moon, what kind of other IP do you want to develop for Netflix? Like, would you want to do your own superhero universe, and what type of character would it be at the center of your universe? What other type of genre do you want to develop your own IP in? Because he's been having success doing that. Army of the Dead, Rebel Moon. This is the work he's been getting. So I want to kind of hear what he kind of want to works on next. And I did want to answer, because even though we got clarification that he loves the universe,
what the
and
hell?
he still would work on the future. What the hell? What?
Holy shit!
What's wrong, Christopher?
Dwayne Johnson named in $3 billion kidnapping lawsuit, facing charges.
Good golly!
What the fuck?
What'd The Rock do?
Breaking news.
Oh no, another allegation here. All right, we'll cover it. Hold on. But what was I saying?
Tomorrow.
No. You have to do the news while it's hot. You got to do it while it's hot. I want to see what this is saying. It's all allegations at this point, though. That how's this going to impact the Mulan live action? I'm just kidding. But I was going to say I want to see what project he would want to, what type of project he would want to develop, and then even though he said he's still interested in continuing the story of DC characters, but if he had two on the table, develop his own superhero universe or finish the one that he was working on IP, which one would he pick? To really see where his mind is, like what he prefer to do if you give him two choices. That's what I would see. But thanks, Brucifer.
I would have asked him and Ray how.
What the hell? I don't know about this.
Who's The Rock kidnapping?
Some woman claims that
he's holding it.
That's a good one. Yeah, he did try to do that.
Where is it?
He really came close to it too, didn't he?
Her name is.
This is from Inside the Magic.
Oh yeah, no, we're good.
No, we good. Never mind. God damn it,
Is that not a reputable publication?
Wait a second. He swindled a bunch of people because the XFL sucked. I mean, come on now. What?
I gotta see this now. No, Brucifer. Oh.
I was reading Degrassi. God damn you, Degrassi.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Breaking news.
What the hell?
Breaking news.
Breaking allegations. We're gonna have to have a new segment. What the hell's going on my StreamYard?
I don't know. What?
Oh no, it's all frozen up. StreamYard, you suck. Can you guys hear me?
I can share it from my end if you want.
Okay, here we go. Dwayne Johnson named in $3 billion kidnapping.
There is a lot of garbage in this article. You got to scroll down before you.
Yeah, it's all the way at the bottom.
Yeah, scroll below the picture of him in Jungle Cruise.
Wait. Where's this?
There you go. That's where.
Now that popularity would be questioned as the actor has been. Isn't Inside the Magic something that hops on these other streams, like with Valiant Renegade or something?
Get him on the show.
I don't want him on the show. Now that popularity may be questioned as the actor has been named in a huge $3 billion lawsuit. Trinesha Biggers, also known as Raka Khan, is former TNA and WWE star. Okay. It is seeking $3 billion in a lawsuit that names multiple wrestlers, including The Rock, sports stars, businesses, and even the FBI. Her complaint, this sounds like a WWE story line for the show. Her complaint, most of which is made up of those being sued, alleges that those named worked together in a conspiracy to kidnap her and her children.
Okay.
Look, brother, I'm not good with this kidnapping stuff, Rock. Stop it, brother.
Texas court records indicate that Bigger still has a bench warrant out for her, not appearing for a criminal trial in December 22 in Texas. She was to face charges of interference with child custody. Oh my God, whatever. This is weird.
I think The Rock is sued every day by various people. So, look, brother, these false lawsuits.
Where does the $3 billion come in?
Why not $3 billion? You know, just come up with a good number.
$3 billion. Okay. I think The Rock will be all right.
He'll be fine.
Don't hit that continue button at the top.
Then it's down. I'm not. Yeah. That's another
Would you
sign
like
right
to know
there.
more?
No. Okay. Thank you for that nugget, Brucifer.
I had to pull a CGH.
Does Dwayne even have $3 billion? I don't know.
No, probably not.
He has $1 billion.
She sounds legit. Okay.
Does he even have $1 billion? That's a lot of money.
When the
I
lead
don't think he's there yet.
Okay.
I did not kidnap that woman, brother. That's right, Jasmine.
I gave it a people's elbow.
Okay. We're gonna end there. It's like it's almost it's 1:41. Good night, everyone. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. I'll see you later.
All right, everybody. Good night.